No, we could do a rolling start. Peach wants us to do an icebreaker to start this episode. What icebreaker did you have in mind, Peach?
Exactly.
Suggested something without the solution. All right. Well, we are back, and we are joined by a friend of the show, journalist, writer, podcaster, rapper, manager, every single hat you could think of in the industry. This gentleman has worn. He's also just an incredible human being and has been a friend of mine for, I don't know, 15 years at this point.
I think we're around in 18, actually.
Something like that.
Something stupid.
We are joined by Mecc.
Mecc, what's up, man?
What's happening, fellas?
That's our live studio audience.
Oh, wow. Oh, shit.
Yeah, you didn't see all 17 of them, right? Yeah. 17 people back
Hello,
behind,
people.
behind the camera.
Hello, thank you.
That's what they don't see.
Thank you so much.
What is your elevator pitch? Like, how do you, because you've done so much, like, what do you say?
I do what I want.
I like it.
I do what I want.
Yeah. What do you do for a living? What I want.
Wait, hold on. Fucking whole mic, the whole mic came off.
Including not breaking shit. That's what I do.
Okay, and we're back. I take back that entire intro because Mecc came in here. He's not the professional I thought he was. He took the label off the water, so I was like, finally, we're dealing with a professional here.
Yeah.
But never mind, he broke the microphone, so I take back everything that I said. Erase his entire career just based off that microphone.
Right. Before we get into that, though, a new episode of Don't Know Balls available now with our guy, Zach Randolph.
Yeah, it was great.
Shout out to Zebo for kicking it with us for a few. Legendary power forward, 17-year NBA vet, and a great businessman, and just one of the most solid dudes that probably have ever made it through the NBA. So shout out to Zebo for kicking it with us.
I didn't even know before we did the research that he discovered Moneybagg Yo. Like, I had no idea that he was behind.
Yeah, that's one of those wild stories.
Yeah,
comes out of the blue, you wouldn't expect it.
It would be him. Who's the guy that found Meg? Why am I blanking?
Q-Tip.
Besides Q-Tip. Yeah, Crawford.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, the baseball player.
Because usually athletes fuck up labels like pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Those two are the only ones that have really been successful, right?
There's probably some more sprinkled in there quietly.
Can you call what happened with Mega's success?
Yeah.
Meg Thee Stallion?
Yeah. I mean, like, their
time together?
Oh, I mean, it was bad business, but usually when athletes dump all their money into a rapper, they usually go absolutely nowhere. So it was bad business, but that's not an athlete thing. That's a music thing.
True. That's why I give the credit to Q-Tip.
Yeah.
Which is also the wildest thing.
That was the story for me. Like, knowing Q-Tip had a hand in like Meg Thee Stallion, and then you hear about all the other careers he's helped launch, and all of a sudden Meg doesn't seem so far-fetched.
He saw Iggy Azalea and was like, no more.
That was going towards the good stuff.
Remember when Q-Tip started a Twitter just to give her a dissertation on hip hop? and in his defense, she's like, why are you telling me this?
That's hilarious. That was damn, how long ago was that?
Many moons.
Right?
Many
At least,
moons.
what, 10 now? Almost?
When's the last time you heard an Iggy song?
Probably 2013?
2014.
Something like that. Q-Tip wasn't wrong. He was predicting the future. We should have paid attention to what he was saying on Twitter.
He was trying
He should have added all of us, not just Iggy.
I thought it was coming from a place of like really wanting to help. I didn't see a lot of malicious talk.
Yeah, but you know how it is, Mecc. You can't, even when you're trying to help an artist or somebody that's trying to do something, once it's publicly, like once you make it public, that conversation is public, and you say something that the artist may or may not like, it's going to be deemed and turned into something negative, and he's trying to play, or this, they're trying to disrespect you. Yeah, you know how it is. It's never taken as constructive criticism.
You can't leave it there. I understand that that's how it is.
Yeah, like once it's public. Now, if we had a conversation privately, and then I went to the timeline and said, some of the things we spoke about, that's different. But if I'm addressing you for the first time, cold addressed publicly, there's never any good that's going to come from that.
See, okay, but now the other side of that coin is I don't say something, and I'm the OG, and this person's career derails and goes head on into a ditch, and then it's the OGs don't help, the OGs don't say nothing, and then even when you say something behind the scenes and they take the information and go a completely different way with it, and then they run it off into the ditch.
Right.
It's, well, nobody was helping me, nobody X, Y, and Z. You make it public because the career is happening in public, and I want everybody to see me trying to actively help you. I don't want it to be something that stays behind the scenes, because the career is not happening behind the scenes. The career is happening. I'm a public figure. You're a public figure. Okay, here's my public advice to you publicly for all the shit you keep doing in public. The backfire is the part that I don't like. Because then it's like, well, the OGs don't help the young cats. But when we say something, we trying to play you.
But that's what I'm saying. It has to be a private conversation as well.
I think we need to change that narrative.
Why? If you're really trying to help me, like, don't just help me on a timeline.
If Iggy is publicly speaking like Crocodile Dundee and then getting on a record publicly rapping like what she thinks a black girl sounds like, I think Q-Tip can publicly say, shut the fuck up.
No, he can. I'm just saying, like, if you're really trying to help.
Oh, I don't think he was
person or the artist.
I don't think he was trying to help. I think he was trying to make a point of where things have gone.
I thought he was trying to help. But you got to have thicker skin.
I think he was trying to drain the swamp. Let's say.
Yeah.
Two things can be true at the same time.
I think he was trying to drain. Like that was he casted a wide net. All of you that's in this game that just trying to get a check and trying to just capitalize off this culture. Stop.
Can we reactivate
Right.
his Twitter now to @Tommy Richman? Is that doable?
What's wrong with Tommy, man? Tommy didn't want y'all to box him in. He was talking to Mecc when he said that. Don't box him in. He's not just a rapper.
Listen, man.
He's not just hip hop.
The CIA link with the FBI. Sexy Red Tommy Richman. Listen, you guys said he was hip hop, and then he said he wasn't, and now he's hip hop again.
No, he said he's not just hip hop. See, we gotta make sure.
He said, "Don't box me in, but let me submit for a Grammy in the hip hop category."
Yeah, absolutely, naturally, yes. I got a better chance of winning in that category. Yes.
Damaris, you defended Sexy Red and Bruno up and down.
Okay, allegedly.
We can all, now that the dust is settled, we can all agree that song stinks, right?
I told you it stinked.
Okay, cool.
Which one is this?
I don't know the name of it.
Bruno and Sexy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fat, juicy, and wet. That one.
Oh my.
That song was terrible.
She did the movement with it.
Yeah, that song was nasty.
And they owe Nipsey's family royalties off that shit. But
Last time that I checked.
this is just a bite of that. And then they threw Bruno Mars on it.
Okay.
Fat, juicy, and wet.
Yeah. Fat,
No,
juicy, and wet. Last time that I checked, it was fat, juicy, and wet.
I don't think that's what, I don't think
The last
that's where
time that I
Nipsey
checked is
or
what I'm
YG
saying.
or any of them are trying to take us with that.
That's definitely not
It's
what
not
Nipsey
really
was
what. No, Bruno should have checked in is what he should have done.
What's happening here?
Welcome.
What is happening?
Listen, man, I don't dislike Tommy Richman. I thought his remarks were, sometimes people just shut the fuck up and like think about what they're saying. This is another ploy. You guys called me crazy for saying that they're just using Sexy Red as the fill-in ghetto girl.
Is she the token black girl?
Yeah,
Now in
the way
hip-hop?
they tried to do with Cardi, they're now doing with her. And Tommy Richman coming off that, like, this is so label put together. It's kind of disgusting.
Well,
and the song's probably gonna be great. I think it'll be far better than the Bruno one, but it still looks nasty as fuck.
That's I don't know about. Well, we'll see. I don't like to.
Tommy don't miss.
I loved his project, but it's very Post Malone-ish. of how
Saying
he's-
Tommy don't miss is just hilarious. Like we acting like Tommy Richman is like this legendary, like, I'm not saying he's not, a good artist, but saying he don't, like, we know the people that don't miss. I don't know if Tommy is in that conversation.
So when I say-
Mount
He's
Rushmore?
not on the don't miss Mount
The
Rushmore.
disclaimer's coming. The disclaimer's coming.
When I say don't miss, it means
Thriller
that
didn't
Tommy
Michael
makes,
Jackson doesn't miss. Like Janet doesn't miss. Like
Tommy makes music that is hard not to like. He's not taking a huge risk.
Yeah, it's palatable and
it's palatable. So
easy
no,
on the ears.
Yeah,
I get
it's
it.
not going to be the greatest thing in the world, but it's not going to be bad. So,
That's different from not missing.
but that's not. It's not missing.
so
I'm not
Tommy
saying
Richman
that.
is like New York pizza. It's gonna be hard to find terrible pizza, but
But there's
And even when you do it, still
Lucali's,
pizza.
and then there's dollar
Yeah.
slice.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Pizza's still pizza. We know
Pizza's
what's better.
But in New York City, you have to like actively try to find bad pizza.
So you're saying Tommy and Sexy Red are two bros?
Nah, that's not what I'm saying. No,
I'm actually not. I'm actually not
what I'm
that
saying.
mad.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What, two bros? Affordable?
Yes.
When you're
Quite.
behind? Like, yeah.
It's everywhere.
Two Bros is good though. I
It's
don't
not
like
bad.
Two Bros.
For dollar
slander.
slice, it's not bad at all.
Two bro, we're not even going down this whole two bros is
Wait a
terrible.
minute.
Two
Hold
Bros is
on.
not
That's
terrible.
terrible.
For a dollar slice?
That's terrible.
They brought the dollar slice back.
That's
You
like
are-
saying weed is good because it's $5. I don't want to hear that. That's bad weed.
You
nigga.
are literally getting
You're
what
gonna
you
get
paid
kinda
for.
high. Yeah.
Literally. You're literally getting what you paid for.
That don't mean it's good.
But
It's
it
still
ain't
pizza.
bad. It's not
just say
bad.
it's $1. But don't say it's good. Say it's cheap.
good.
Well, they got rid of the dollar slice. Two Bros came around in what, like 2010 or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They brought that shit back. In 2010, I needed a dollar slice.
Yeah. No,
Two Bros saved my fucking
It
life.
was next door to LIU. I ate that shit for dinner every day.
I mean, for $1, you can't really be in there talking about, oh, what is this? Like, you can't.
Well, you
pay
can.
$1.
Right.
Like, it's $1.
But you also wouldn't use the term, this don't miss.
I'm not going to say two bros don't miss.
They don't miss though.
Man, they miss.
I know what I'm getting every single
For
time.
$1.
Too
For
much
$1,
sauce,
they
not
don't miss.
enough cheese. Get out of here with that bum slice, man. That's a terrible slice of two bros.
And it's a factor. You just have to wait in line till you see the pie.
The fresh pie come
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Then you really getting like,
with the mango madness. Come on now.
nah.
Oh, wow.
Mango Madness is fire.
Yeah.
The marriage used to be a chicken head. You see how fast you went to Mango Madness Snapple? Like, yo, Mango Madness Snapple in a slice, that's chicken head.
And she definitely put 99 banana in
college
it.
student shit.
Yeah,
That's
nah, for
that's
sure.
broke college
For sure.
shit.
Smell
That's
the
a
pink
fact.
oil
Yeah, that's a fact.
moisturizer.
Yeah,
All over that.
coming down the hallway.
Right
That's
there.
how I know you old. Talking about pink lotion.
Oh,
Pink lotion
sweetheart.
old as shit.
That-
I have grown sisters. I lived in the house with all kinds of everything.
I've seen it all.
Yeah, bro. Pink oil, straightening combs in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like all burnt necks. I know the smell of all these weird things
All
walking
those
around
things.
the
That's
house.
part of the smell growing up in the black house.
It's just right there for you.
Who earlobe is burnt? I smell it.
Maul used to blame it on his sister when he was cooking something else.
Yeah. Don't talk about that though. See how he always try to expose you. See what I'm
like
saying?
burnt hair in here.
We talking about Tommy. Don't talk about. We talking about Tommy right
yeah,
now.
She was flattening on her hair. No.
Back to Tommy.
Why do these pots and pans look like this?
We had to do what we had to do, man.
These
Grit.
spoons are fucked up.
Make it grit.
Mashed
Were you
potatoes
nice
everywhere.
at cooking crack though? Like, cause a lot
Yo,
of
what
people
we
act like they was
doing
nice
here
at cooking.
today? What is happening right now? Like, what are you asking me?
No, like, did you really had a wrist though?
I've never done that. I've never done those things.
Hypothetically.
No, but like for fun.
Oh, hypothetically, yeah.
Like the way people lie in raps. Like we do that with
raps. If I was rapping, yeah. I know how to. Yeah. We could break that down, and that's gonna come. It's gonna lock up. It's gonna come right back.
When I met you, you worked at the hospital, right?
Yeah. I had great times at the hospital. Shout out to the
Pharmacist.
To the hospital.
You were in and out of town a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just healthcare on the East Coast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I was.
That's got to count for something.
Yeah. But Tommy, yeah, I didn't hear this song. We didn't.
It was
hear
just
it.
a snippet. Yeah, it was just a snippet.
I
Looked
didn't
like
hear the
that shit in the
snippet.
video.
I don't. You know, I'm not clicking on the Tommy Richman snippet. But y'all said he don't miss. Let's see if he don't miss.
I get the formula. Do you think we'll ever get a Sexy Red album, or is she just going to be the personality? Insert verse.
Sexy
I
Red
think
has
they're-
already released the album.
I know. I'm saying again.
We may be down to only maybe really seeing consistent albums from maybe 12 artists. We need to just have that.
In the mainstream, yeah, you're not wrong.
I think a lot of people are just singles, put something on maybe a soundtrack or something, if that's even the thing anymore. But as far as like these artists really putting out albums and labels getting behind every artist to get an album done, those days we're further away from those days than we are closer to those days.
It almost feels like it's more trouble than it's worth.
Oh, absolutely.
To put the full body together when you see somebody have this massive success from a single.
Yeah.
And here you are putting all this time and energy. But I still think bodies of work from OG artists
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
are still
because
very much needed.
their
proven.
consumer wants to hear that, and that's how they consume music is body of work. But these new artists, especially if you sign to a major, if I look what a single does with no overhead and just a digital budget, why the fuck would I have a whole recording budget for an album?
Right, exactly.
Like then I got to do
But first of all, the songs we were talking yesterday, the songs now are even being constructed for,
TikTok.
social media, just to have that 20 seconds of a song that's like, love
it's a
that
TikTok
part.
verse.
They love that part of the record. May not ever hear the other parts of the record, but that part, we saw the artist that was mad at his show a couple years ago. Why's his name leaving me right now?
Steve Lacy.
Oh, Steve Lacy? Yeah.
He was mad at when everybody, you got to play the air guitar. When everybody got mad, when he got mad that everybody was coming in just
how's
to hear
the
that
song go again?
Play attention to this hand too, though. That's important. Everybody just does this. This is nothing. You got to do this too. But when they were coming to his show just for that song, because that was the song that was big on TikTok, and that was the song that everybody loved. And as a true artist that Stephen Lacy is, he's like, yo, like, you know how much other shit. That's like asking Prince. Well, not to compare him to Prince, but if everybody just wants to hear Purple Rain,
Right.
Prince is like, y'all know how much other dope shit I got? Like, why y'all just... So, again, music is being made for just that quick consumer, 20 seconds. I like that 20 seconds. I could post my picture, my carousel on social media with my, my vacation just to that 20 seconds. So why would a label want an entire album from an artist that's not proven to be a true artist?
I think, well, number one, if they're not proven to be a true artist, you probably shouldn't have signed them.
No, but not if you
Stop using logic.
Yeah, like if they have a successful
me for
social
making
media,
sense.
if this artist is the clickable every time, traction, impressions, things like that, they pay attention to the analytics. Anytime you attach this person's name to something, everybody clicks on it, they visit it, they making money like that. Now with the music, it's like I don't need this person to be Beyonce. I don't need them to be a true artist like an Usher or any of these other people. I just need them to be, sexy. I need them to, their name to be clickable. I need them to have some personality. That's it.
And you set up an industry where we lose 40% of sales. You need to chop down the staff massively.
Exactly.
Shit turns into McDonald's. It's all fast food. The cultural aspect starts to wane, and you train the fans to literally turn something off after a few minutes. And you can't maintain a fan base that way. Like, again, you'll get people who show up to the concert, want to hear the 20 seconds and then leave and get bored. Like you long-term, big picture, you are arranging a business. You're setting up this industry to fail in that regard. The new fans only know what you show them. We all have our experiences where music was the backdrop of whatever it was. Certain songs fit certain moods. If every song is coming from a new artist and no artist has a collection that makes you sit down and go, damn, this album was the one that was behind me when this thing was happening. Like, I know a lot of people who Reasonable Doubt and The Blueprint go back and forth because at that time in their lives, these were the albums that spoke to them. If you only have a song,
Right.
I say all that to say, I think it's up to the executives and the people who are making these decisions to think about the overall health of the business. And I don't think this practice is healthy.
But is that a music problem or just a world problem, and music is a result of that? Because even if the music business had good intentions and wanted to train the new consumers to love bodies of work and real musicians, you're trying to teach a brain that can't be taught that because the environment they're in now is microwave as is. Like, they can't be purists in one thing and also get raised on TikTok for 15 seconds.
Well,
their brain can't even be trained that way because they grew up in a time that's just like this.
I get that, but you don't stay a kid. You know what I mean? Nobody stays a kid. When I was a kid, I did kid things. When I grew up, all of a sudden I had appreciation for all this other fly shit that was around me. And I would think, just as a businessman, the long term goal instead of the short quick flip would be a smarter thing to look at, the overall health of the business. I just don't think this is overall healthy.
Well, I mean, the labels got into the tech business. They're not really in the music business anymore. Like, they own 25% of Spotify. They are in the tech world where music is just something to keep them on this tech platform that they already own. So these execs are not viewing it from a music standpoint. You don't have the Irvs anymore. You don't have the Dames. Like, these people are in that office looking at analytics and tech. That's about it. They're not really here for music to begin with.
Hence the problem.
Like, even with that whole TikTok shit back and forth with Universal, you looked at Universal's overall goal was what, 1% of Universal's business was UMG? That's crazy.
Yeah.
UMG, which is a $1 billion company, is 1% of Universal's overall goal. They don't give a fuck.
That's the problem.
Yeah. But I don't want to complain because I think there's a balance. Like what Mass Appeal just announced, 7 new albums, Nas and DJ Premier, Ghostface, Big L, Mobb Deep, Raekwon, De La Soul. Like, there is still a balance. We can't be the old people that just complain about that, because there is, if you go and search for it in the streaming era, that is one of the positive things about it. You don't have to deal with what the machine is putting out. You can go search for your own music.
Yeah, but
your own playlist, your own shit.
The thing about this is, you're talking about, we don't have to be the old. These are all old artists.
I know, but I'm saying there's still a balance. I want to hear, I'm 34. I want to hear from all of these people.
Yeah, but you're a different 34.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You're a different 34. You're into a different part of the culture and the industry, the artistry, the music.
Your intersection is different than the average 34-year-old. Number one. Number two, where's the room for the people that this group inspired? Like, where are the kids who are inspired by Ghostface, or the rappers who are inspired by Nas? Where's the room for the Simbas and what's the boy out of Houston, Marcus Clay? Like, where's? I'd like to see space for them, because it's not really even an age thing. At this point, for me, it's a class thing.
I mean, Jid's about to put out an album. Would you not say he's inspired by these 6-7 artists?
I'd like more. I'd like more. That's all I'm saying. Like, and again, the overall health of the business. If money is your goal, the big play would seem to be the one to make,
I mean,
opposed to the short-term quick flip trying to regurgitate the exact same thing over and over again.
The rapper Mike just put out an incredible album that I could tell was definitely influenced by Doom, Ghost, all of them. Like, it's there. No, it's not in your face, but since when was that ever in our face? Like, let's not act like in the 90s, early 2000s, like real hip hop just fell from the fucking heavens and that's what was played on the radio all the time. That was on MTV. Like, even the stuff we love, you still had to search for. Like yes, there'd be maybe
90s?
one Ghostface single that would make it, but like it was still technically underground.
Wait, in the 90s?
Yeah, I mean, Wu-Tang would have singles, obviously, but
Okay. That's a lot of members. that's a lot of people right there.
you don't think there was quote unquote mainstream bullshit being played in the late 90s, early 2000s on the radio constantly that hip hop purists complained about all the time?
Bullshit on the radio?
Yeah.
It was hard to hear bullshit on the radio.
Okay.
At one point.
Yeah, we might be mixing up errors.
Yeah,
'Cause I didn't
in the
start.
90s, it
All
was
right,
hard to hear
early
bullshit.
2000s, I loved Nelly, but all the older people on my block, older friends, cousins, whatever, would be, oh, shit is trash, man. Why you listening to that?
What block was this?
They would just call it, it's in Queens, they would just call that shit old mainstream bullshit. Like, they wanted to hear the purest shit. And I'm like, dog, this is great.
Yeah, I mean, but there's also taste. Everybody has different tastes. You can't. Nelly had bars if you focused on them. He had some rhymes that actually, oh shit, that's kind of cool.
But see, the young kids would say the same thing to y'all about their artists.
They can't tell me none of these niggas got bars.
Because I wouldn't say none. I think it's less than it used to be, but a lot of people will complain about some of the subject matter, but that's what's hot on the radio right now. What's on people's albums is different. People will talk about different things on their albums, the stuff that y'all might not hear, but the singles, yeah, they are going to go with that.
When snap music took over,
that was a nasty time. We was going through something as a the snap era. That was just a weird.
People from the South.
I was depressed.
Like,
No, they not. That was just a weird time for rap. I'm saying I'm not mad at the music and having fun because I'm from the era of Kid and Play and Kwame. Like they was having fun and dancing and shit like that. So I understand that part of it, like the snap shit. But it was also just a certain level of rhyming that Kid and Play was doing. Yeah, like you could have fun, but you still had to be rhyming though. De La Soul was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
But they was rhyming. They was rapping.
Rapping was a prerequisite.
Right.
Let's there was a floor, and we I think a lot of times we forget that Big Pun had records in the club.
Right.
Public Enemy had records in the club. EPMD, Headbanger, went off in the club. Like Crossover played in the club, depending on what club you went to.
Rakim played in the club.
Thank you. But everybody had different tastes. There's, if you didn't, I'm a hip hop head, right? I'm not necessarily a rap fan. I'm a hip hop head. I listen to the hip hop.
Okay, I was about to say, explain the difference in.
There are plenty of
hip-hop head
people.
and rap.
There are plenty of people who like rap music, right? And for them, it could sound like whatever rap sounds like to them. I'm a hip hop head. I like graffiti, like breakdancing. I appreciate DJing, and I listen to MCs who really have something to say, right? When I'm talking to the youth, I even hate using that expression, but when I'm talking to kids who are just coming off the porch, I've heard shit like, these niggas got too many words. I'm sorry, what?
Well, that's because the kids these days are too much high fructose corn syrup. The attention to detail is very short. You know what I mean? Like they want to
feel more than
they microwave babies. They want it right now.
Yeah, they want to feel more than they want anything else. Like it's all about the vibe. It doesn't even have to. What he's saying is irrelevant, which is why I think communication is such a lost art. You think losing cursive is bad? Like wait till they can't actually speak to you.
Yeah, no, that we're already there.
Yeah, maybe.
Again, I just think there was already a form of that even when Puff came around and like people were shitting on a lot of the stuff that Puff was doing from the purist perspective. Like,
well,
this has happened in every era of hip hop. So as much as I hate this generation, and I'll be the first one to not tiptoe around and be like, no, it's something from everyone sucks now.
Yeah, but
I'm with that. But it's always been an era where people thought the bullshit was on top and mainstream and in our faces before the good shit was.
Yeah, but you're missing the point of now they're pushing more of the bullshit because there's more of the bullshit to push in here because you can literally upload your bum ass project the same day Beyonce puts her album out on the same digital platform.
But which one is getting playlisted? Which one's going to be on the main page? Which one is going to get
12 seconds that are good in your bullshit ass album? 12 seconds of a song, that's going to end up on everybody's fucking page.
The right hashtag will have you neck and neck with her for a
it's like, yo, what do we...
Okay, but is that not just another version of the one-hit wonder? Like, no disrespect to like Mims, because I loved This Is Why I'm Hot. But is that not the same version? Did they not push that record crazy?
Not saying
it's a one-hit wonder.
I'm not saying they didn't. Yeah, but it's different than being a one-hit wonder. And with some of these dudes are a 12-second wonder.
Yeah,
20 seconds.
That's because our
attention span is shrunk to the point where the one-hit wonder is now the 12-second wonder. And again, it's not good for the overall health of the industry. That's the only point. That's the only point.
Brain at that. But.
That especially but without getting scientific, that for sure. Yeah. But as someone who exists in this business, fellas, whoever's like in control of this, whoever's in charge, fellas, this is not a good idea. Like to keep going in this direction, the people who are pushing the buttons on this, this is not a good, we can't sustain this model. It won't last. This is not a good idea. And the crash will be epic.
What is a career right now?
It's subjective.
It's being a personality. And then you also make music.
Totally
as your
subjective.
Commercial.
Totally subjective. Totally. When I sit down with if I'm ever sitting down with an artist, I have a client, my first question is, all right, what are you looking for? What do you want this to be? Show me what success looks like to you. And the answers, as I've gone on, have gotten weird, wide and weird. Like I've heard everything from, I want to use this to launch my clothing label. I want to use this to get into movies. I just want some commercials to, I want to tour. I don't really want to put albums out. I just want to be on tour. I'm not really looking to, be albums. Or, I'm trying to do like, I'm trying to get that Drake run going. I'm trying to, 10 years, bunch of different albums. I want Grammys. I want plaques. But the list is like wide. Some people just want to be known on their block. Like you ask me what a career is. They don't know because they rarely see one. Like you said, it's right in the pocket of what you're saying. The examples are not really there to show you why. It depends on where you're looking. Because if I'm looking at a drill rapper and he's his age, he's famous in our school, and my world revolves around this one neighborhood in this one school, this kid is like the hero. And it doesn't matter that he won't be here next year. It doesn't matter that he's got like maybe one or two of these songs in him and then people get bored and move on to the very next one. If he even gets that second one off, he could be gone by the second one. Again, the health of the business, like trying to sustain that shit. And I'm just thinking about the overall, like the music industry has done plenty of good for plenty of people. As foul as it is, but it's no fouler than any other business, no fouler than any other industry. We talk about this one because it's the one we're in. We talk about it like, sometimes we talk about it like it's a unicorn. Like if you go into textile manufacturing, they don't have the exact same kind of fuck shit happening over there. It's everywhere. This is the one I care about because this is the one I'm involved in. And fellas, the overall health of what you're doing is not, you can't sustain this. And the crash looks crazy to me. Like almost CDs are not really a thing anymore. You're going to buy a bunch of flash drives and push your music on the street that way. Like it's going back to the trunk is almost non-existent. We've almost made it so you can't, the laptops don't play CDs. They only play flash drives. Flash drives cost a little bit too much money.
And I have to get an adapter to put the flash drive in.
With certain, you know what I mean? The technologies box you out of being able to do it hand to hand. So where do you go when the apps completely lock up or social media completely decides to shut that door?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the health of the artist.
The new hand to hand is spamming IG comments.
Gross.
Gross.
Is it not?
No, that is true.
Yeah.
It's going onto a blog page and saying, yo, am I trash or fire? Click here to find out.
And
that's the new Master P out the trunk.
Marketing.
Yeah.
That's the marketing.
I want to pivot back to the Master Pill 7 album thing. Who do we think is going to be the surprise return?
Rakim, Cool G, Rap, Big Daddy Kane. Like I can see.
Big Daddy Kane would be crazy. What do we think this big album is going
Kane.
to sound like? And who's producing on it?
Hello?
No, Big O.
The Big O.
Oh, Big O?
Would be Lord Finesse? Like,
if it's not if Digging in the Crates ain't involved, I don't know if
you don't even want it?
I don't want to hear rehashed. I hope they got fresh verses, number one. I hope they got fresh verses. Number two, Lord Finesse Showbiz and AG definitely need to be represented. And then I want to know who the executive producer is. Who's in charge of the sound bed. I want to know who's directing it.
I would love a...
Would it be Nas?
Yeah, okay.
Or Premier. I mean, Premier was the executive producer of Big Picture, which was post-death. And to me, doesn't sound like a post-death album at all. Like,
I'm
that's
quiet.
just a fucking classic album.
If it's Primo, I'm quiet. Oh, what if it's Mos Def? What if the surprise artist is Mos Def?
Okay. That makes sense.
But they already announced the Mos and Alchemist album.
Oh.
Yeah.
I missed that.
And Mos is not putting his shit on any streaming. He's made that clear, which I appreciate.
True.
But even with that said, like, I would love, now that Cam and Mace are back, like Children of the Corn reunion, all that, it should just be Harlem shit on that Big L.
That
the
would
shit that
be
we've
fire.
That we've been deprived of.
Children of the Corn.
Y'all swinging for the fences now.
Why?
I'm not mad at the attempt though.
Cam sounds like he's in shape when he does those freestyles.
Oh no,
that's a fact.
No, Cam is definitely.
And Mace is Mace.
And Mace is underrated. One of the most underrated artists I think we have. But I think we would have. I don't think those gentlemen would have kept that under wraps.
You think they'd be on the show?
I think they would be right here with us. Like, like.
You think Mace is underrated?
Absolutely.
Yeah. As a rap, not as like he gets his just due for the singles, Harlem World, all that. But like as a rapper, I don't think
you was out. Mace was a superstar, bro.
You know what?
Mace had singles with Mariah Carey.
Let me do this. I think he is rated fairly in the circles I'm in.
Okay,
But those are specifics.
Okay.
That's I've never heard.
Yeah, I'm talking about overall.
Yeah,
He's
but all right.
Super under Mace doesn't get talked about enough. He kept the lights on that bad boy.
That's you preaching to the choir.
You know what I'm saying? I know because you're from that too, but I'm just saying like people don't know and they don't recognize that.
That's hard for me to
because of the circles you're in.
grasp. I guess I'm in.
But I'm talking about in the casual when we just start talking to people and come and passing.
I don't talk to casuals.
Well, yeah, I just said the other day I don't want to talk. I just said the other day I don't want to talk to nobody that didn't use a landline. Like if you didn't use a landline, I don't. I'm not debating with you no more.
You can label it whatever you want. Elitist, backpacker, snob, whatever it is. I don't talk to casuals.
I just saw J1 tweet. I don't talk to people under 26 about music. I was like, that was very liberal of you.
Under 26?
That's fucking really nice. You're a really nice person for 26.
26?
To cut it off.
What kind of conversation about rap would I have with a 26-year-old? Well, I've had conversations with you when you were 26 about rap, but again, you're different. But like...
Rory didn't know how to take that. He's like, wait,
hold on. I felt offended.
But we've already established Rory's just,
I can just see the confusion.
Saying some bullshit, but it comes from a good place.
No, but you absolutely, you've listened to enough and have studied enough of the things that have happened to be able to speak on it. But now, today, I don't even know a 26-year-old that I would want to talk about hip hop with. That isn't like maybe, from that tree of their parents are into the industry and things like that. If it's just a casual 26-year-old, I'm scared to even hear what they might say.
Well, a casual fan at any age is a casual fan. Like,
yeah, but a casual fan in 98 versus a casual fan in 2025.
He's still a casual fan. He's still telling you he can only name the songs that was on the radio. He's still a casual.
But I feel like casual. Let me stop myself because I was about to say some bullshit. I used to think that casual fans didn't even want to debate, but now after the last year and a half, I have noticed that those are the main people that debate.
Those are the debaters. Those are the great debaters.
That's why I stopped myself.
Those are the great debaters.
It used to be a casual fan would just be like, yeah, whatever. Like, I like this. I like that.
Yeah, the casuals. Yeah.
Now the main people that want to argue are the people that are misinformed.
Absolutely. Why do you think I have that look on my face when I say I don't talk? Bro, I'm not like that. You know me. You've known me forever. I'm not like that. I talk to everybody about everything. But lately, the conversations, these guys are so... Like wrong and strong is a real thing. And it's like the gospel. Yo, he's the GOAT. Bro, just say he's your favorite.
Yeah, just say he's your GOAT.
Just say he's your favorite. Yeah. Just you like him better than everybody else. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nah, he's the GOAT. All right, what by what metric? What standard? I don't know what you mean. Ah, damn it. I'm instantly pissed.
Yeah.
How are you measuring? Tell me what is it? What are we judging by? Like, are we talking sales? Are we talking Grammys? We're talking shows? We talking influence? We talking bars? We're talking features? Like, give me the criteria.
Who is the GOAT in your opinion?
Oh shit. Again, all those questions have to come into play. There are a lot of people who
But I'm saying if somebody asks you, yo, Mecc, who is your GOAT? That we all have in our mind who is our
I just have
greatest.
my favorite. Like the greatest is all accolades for me. So who's put up the most accolades?
Yeah, who's your greatest in your opinion?
It's hard to make it past Hov.
Okay.
Like and that seems like such a cliche answer, but when you talk about all the boxes that need to be checked,
it's not cliche.
Cultural influence, bars, awards, plaques, features, test of time. Influence is huge. Influence is a huge. The man put industries out of business.
Yeah.
Stop wearing jerseys because he said so. You didn't buy an X5 because he said so. You put on an oversized button-up shirt because he said so.
He didn't kill Auto-Tune or Tim's, though.
They took a hit. Well, they took a hit.
Who took a hit?
Tim's definitely took a hit.
Let's go through 2009.
You want to see the years, the numbers?
I want to see. I want to see Timberland's tax returns.
Yeah, they took a hit.
I promise you, when him and Drake said we off that, nobody was off that. All of us kept our Timbs on.
They were off it for like a quarter.
All of us kept our Timbs on.
Maybe like 4 or 5 months. They took a dip, and then they got right back to it. It got cold again. They said that in the summer.
Auto-Tune.
They said that in the summer, Rory.
Nah, don't do that, because I wear 40 belows and jean shorts.
Oh. Wow.
That's that
I wear 40 belows and 80 degree weather.
That's that active school shooter couture you was on. That's school shooter couture right there.
Auto-Tune just got better.
Wait. School shooter couture.
Yeah, that's what school shooter couture. 40 belows and jean shorts?
Yeah.
Yeah, he about to go shoot some shit up, man.
I'm channeling Columbine and Prodigy.
All you need is a leather jacket.
And you're channeling Remy from Higher Learning as well.
I did that with a haircut already, so it was,
that's exactly
DOS
what
effects.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, Auto-Tune just got better. But Hov has killed a lot of stuff. That was the two things that we quietly, as Hov stands, don't bring up.
Yeah.
That just was not killed whatsoever. But I mean, it's Hov and then everyone else.
We even then, we talking 3 for 5. Like 3 out of 5 is still a pretty good average.
Yeah.
No, I'm just out of what we named just now. It's 3 for 5.
I mean, I always go back to, just seeing, having a lot of dope artists in one room and seeing it firsthand, and then seeing when Jay walks in that room. Like, you can just see the difference in the respect level from artists that are huge and have accomplished a lot. But when it's Jay that walks in the room, it's just a certain level of, and then from the guys that I think are GOATs like Rakim, when I see the way Rakim embraces Jay and things like that, when you see those guys, the way they put their arms around him, I think that it's clear that he is the one that they look at.
I've been in rooms with Busta, right? A&R for him. I've watched other stars get starstruck around him.
For sure.
Trevor Noah walk up, singing his verse.
Yeah.
Clifton Powell from across the room starts screaming out Pastor Cavassier. Like, he may have had a couple, but I'm bullshitting. But, singing the song, like, I've seen that. I also saw what a compliment from Jay meant to Bus, right? I see one guy who influences a bunch of people. I see another guy who influences a bunch of people. But a lot of people didn't try to be like Busta.
Right.
Busta's on that one-on-one shit.
Yeah, because they couldn't. You would have looked corny trying.
Yeah.
Right. He's got children.
Yeah.
He's got children. I see his influence.
Yeah.
But a lot of people didn't try to be like, but I saw a lot of motherfuckers try to be like Jay.
Yeah.
And
Tons. To the voice. What was homeboy's name? Sicario? Was it Sicario?
Sicario, yeah.
Who rapped with Angie Martinez.
Yeah, to the voice. Like,
He was all right, though. Sicario.
No,
he was fire.
Yeah.
Well,
he had
shit,
some joints.
if Jay didn't exist,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, if we didn't have that guy to go to,
He may have seen more success, yeah.
Young Chris
Definitely.
felt the same way.
Yeah. He loved going to that.
That's not something that
love going to
I
that.
didn't come up with that.
No, but you love going to it. I didn't say you come up with it.
I don't actually think
I said you love going
it's
to
that way whatsoever. I
you do.
I really don't.
You bring that up way too much.
Because that's a whole the same way the stereotype is Nas picks bad beats. I think that's a stupid stereotype that hip hop is just taking on.
I don't
the
know
way
if
people
Nas-
say Tupac is
I
not
don't know if
lyrical, I think
Nas
that's
picked
stupid.
him, but he rapped on a lot of bad beats though.
Yeah, he's had a 30-year career. It's gonna fucking happen, and he put out an album once a year.
Don't say that.
he also okay. He also
Take your time.
this is weird. No, it's weird to say. I interviewed him and I asked him about that.
About the beat selection.
Yeah. Actually, he's one of my cover stories. One of my proudest moments.
This was the source.
Yeah, many moons ago, sitting in the Spotted Pig, his restaurant. We were like upstairs where no one was. Me, him, and Gabe from Def Jam.
Shout out to Gabe.
Yeah, for real.
Insane human being.
I asked him why he did that.
Why did you pick bad beats?
Yeah, like I don't remember the exact way I
commend
phrased
you
it
for that, by the way.
I had to. I'm in a room. I can't be biased, and I'm from Queens. You know, this is like the guy.
Yeah,
but if I don't ask this question,
you're not asking any question.
Yeah.
You don't ask that one.
Everybody else is at the office going, what the fuck did you do? I'll never get another story again in my life. I'll never get a feature again in my life. So I asked him, and his answer surprised me. Two questions I asked him that his answer surprised me. One, I asked him, like, why he got married. At the time, he was married to Khalees. And I just wanted to know. He said, all my heroes have been married men. Everybody I've ever looked up to have been married men. Besides the fact that I think my wife was made for me, all my heroes in life have been married men.
Respect.
I was like, okay. He started like rattling on Malcolm X, blah, 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 blah. All man, okay, got it. The beats thing. I was like, you know, the story is you pick bad beats. What's up with that? And he goes, I want people to pay more attention to what I'm saying than what the beat sounds like. You can't ever think that I don't get offered every beat under the sun from every producer under the sun.
For sure.
And I kind of gave him like a little side eye, and he said, think about it. I always give you one. I know what you want. Every album, I give you at least one or two. I make it a point to do that. But I don't want the beat. He basically said, I don't want the beat to be more important than what I'm saying. So I'm not picking like the super illest beats, but I do that when it's time to. And he starts rattling off his albums and he's naming the tracks on those albums where the beat is crazy and he's going crazy. He was like, but I'm not going to do that like every time. And whether you believe him or not, is irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at that because I never thought that Nas's beats were, you know, and every track on every album was terrible, but there was some joints like, to me, you know, the battle with him and Jay. To this day, I think Ether is one of the worst beats.
I won't disagree with you there.
Ever. But the fact that he's on there going at Jay
kind of to what he
gets
told
overlooked because it's like it's what he's saying.
If you go to YouTube now and just type in Ether instrumental without Nas on it, you would be like, what the fuck did this guy even hear in that studio? How did this even make it onto a DAT?
Yeah, it sounds like it's not finished. But no disrespect to Brown.
No. Brown is great shit.
Ron,
he did Ebonics, big like he has classics. That's just an awful fucking
beat in that moment. Is like, how did you land on that?
Look, fits right into the answer that he gave.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it was effective.
For sure. After he said that, his whole career just kind of like shifted over a little bit. His whole discography, you look at it, way different. You look at the songs where he's really saying some shit, and those beats are kind of not the greatest that he could have found. But his whole thing to me was, do you really think I don't get those beats first? You think they don't send those to me? You think
but I'm just
all
saying,
these producers aren't sending me that
I definitely think he does. But I love Nas, one of my hip hop heroes, but he's absolutely insane for passing on some of the shit that I know he's heard. Like, and then be like, nah, but you know what I'm saying? I really want to get off on this one.
Okay, but
because what I'm saying is gonna overshine the beat.
Did you think the Hate Me Now beat was fire?
It wasn't terrible.
That's a great beat.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
But Nas got killed for doing that.
Yeah.
Like he can't win for losing. If he went, even I'm on the side of You Owe Me is fire, but Nas got killed for that. Anytime he's went the route of the beats that people want him to do, he gets killed for it.
Yeah, but I think he got killed more for You Owe Me because
You Owe Me is incredible.
The hook and then Genuine. It was just too much. It felt too industry.
Too shiny.
Too record industry. It's like,
there's like five entendres in that hook.
Like y'all made this and said like, oh, we got radio with this. Like, and I hate when rappers do that.
But that's not fair because Jay did that a lot too. And he don't get killed for it.
Every rapper does that. Jay got killed for what?
Well, I was young, so.
Yeah, Jay got killed for a lot of joints.
I mean, most of Volume 1 he got killed for.
Yeah, Sunshine. He had the shiny.
By the way, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, great
record though.
Good record.
I love the record, but he got killed for that. Yeah, every rapper has to have, especially then, and you have to have that moment where it's like, okay, I'm in the music business now. I have to kind of like adhere to what the labels are saying they want and they need.
His answer for doing Owe Me, when I asked him, was I wanted to show them that I can do what they do while they can't do what I do. I wanted to go in their world and show them I can do this whenever I feel like it. And you can't come in my world and do what I do. But your shit is so easy and this is so candy. I can go over here whenever I want, walk in your world, wipe my feet on your carpet, and then walk right back out. And you can't follow me and go do the stuff I do. Again, the interview put a lot of things in perspective for me.
Yeah.
And I mean, even with that, let's go with Nas's prime, 94 to 2002. Illmatic, It Was Written, I Am, Nostradamus, Stillmatic, Godson. Yes, you can say Nostradamus wasn't the one, even though I think comparing to Nas's catalog, yes, it's not it, but it's better than half of every rapper's first project ever. Where are their bad beats in everything I just named?
Why
94 to 2002. Tell me where there's bad beats.
Well, you can't even start with the first one. That was the first super producer album. That was like the original experiment. A bunch of super producers get together with this fucking prodigy and put together a perfect album.
It Was Written starts with the message.
I don't have the slander for It Was Written that other people seem to. I don't get.
I think I can make a case it's better than Illmatic.
I've heard that argument before. I don't agree, but I've heard that argument.
It has more replay value. Maybe it's just because Illmatic is like Thriller. You've heard it so many times that you don't always go back to it.
For whatever reason. I like, what did I say?
I'm not mad
I hear the argument,
but it's not better than it.
Yeah, I don't agree, but I get it.
We're not doing that.
I get it.
I Am starts with New York State of Mind Part 2, which I could argue is better than the first one. Then To Hate Me Now. It has Nas's like on there. Like, what do we talk about with Nas and bad beats?
He said
this is a stereotype that hip hop took on, and because it sounded cool, everyone kept going with it.
I don't know about that because he knows. He knows. He said
because it's been a stigma.
But
People always say, but nobody proves it. Nobody gives me the beats that are bad. What's a bad beat on Stillmatic? You're the Man was probably the best beat of that year.
Nah, but you know what though?
Second Childhood is one of the best beats he's read.
I kind of understand what Mecc is saying though, in him asking Nas that.
Got yourself a gun.
Because now that you're running off these titles, I could hear the beat and I'm like, if I didn't hear Nas rapping on that, would I love that beat though?
And here we go.
You see what I'm saying?
The ceiling is different when you start comparing, when you have a rapper who you can only compare to himself.
Okay, but what is a rapper's job when they go into the studio? It is to produce the best song that they can make.
Right.
So if this is what brings out the best Nas, and I can say this song is incredible, my ears for hip hop is for the final product of the song. I'm not listening to Got Yourself a Gun and going, you know what? I love this, but let me just go listen to the instrumental and decide if this is okay. No, Nas took that beat, put his foot in it, and created an amazing song. But that's the point of a rapper.
I think that's one of the ones where he was saying, I always give you one. Yeah. I think that's one, like you're naming the ones that he...
Got Yourself a Gun, Smoking, You're the Man, Rewind, One Mic, Second Child, Destroy and Rebuild, The Flyest Rule. Name a bad beat.
Again, I get what you're saying.
That everyone needs to stop saying about Nas.
I get what you're saying, but if there are some of those beats, all right, put it like this: if you run those off, right, but then be like, "Yo, let me hear the shit you turned down when you was making this album."
Oh, I mean, but
then you're gonna be like, "Yo, you passed up on this." Like,
but then again,
that's the difference.
And we're not in the studio to know exactly which ones he's talking about. He turned down.
But to me, that's something that you can't prove, and it's like. But that beat we love, maybe Nas wouldn't have done what was supposed to be done on that beat.
I asked the question because it's a stigma. I only back it up because he acknowledged it. But I only think he acknowledged it because he understands that we're comparing him to him.
Yeah.
He's in different airspace. Jay is only whack when you compare him to Jay. You can't compare Jay to the landscape and say he's whack. Okay, well, what about this dude? I mean, you know what I mean? When you start running into the artists where their name alone ends the argument,
right?
Which is I hear that a lot. Like, well, what do you think about this? I mean, I'm not Nas, but when you start hearing shit, I mean, I ain't Jay. I mean, but that's Jay. When you start hearing that shit, we're now only comparing them to them.
Yeah,
you don't compare him to anybody else. So Nas's lackluster facade stigma is because they're comparing everything to him. They want more. And when he switches the tone, when it's no longer the gritty, grimy sound of Illmatic and it's the slick sound of It Was Written, come on, man. Come on, what you doing? They want him to follow up a classic. But then when you have the generation that came in under It Was Written, well, then the next one sounds kind of, come on, bring Trackmasters back. What you doing?
Yeah.
Bring Primo back. What you doing? How come you never did the album with Primo? You know, all that shit catches up and that builds the stigma. But the fact that he acknowledged it tells me that he
real
knows
thing,
he's turned down some shit
Yeah, absolutely.
in order to give us the joints that he's given us. But I don't disagree with you. I'm not saying
Godson starts with Get Down.
I love that track.
Yeah.
That's
Made You Look is on that album.
But that's one of them ones.
Mm-hmm.
He actually named that one. He was like, think about it. This one, this one, this one. As you're rattling them off, I'm remembering him saying that one, this one.
Like, would I love the I Can beat in the studio? Probably not. But Nas's vision of that, of what he was going to do with the kids on the hook and the message, that beat fits what he was supposed to do and made also, a classic song.
And he also wanted you to hear what he was going to say.
Yeah.
That's one of those message records.
Yeah. I mean, it made me, it was like the first time, what do Republicans want in schools now? They want to get rid of, nothing. What's the cultural shit they want to get rid of?
Prayer?
See, that shit. That was the first time I felt like the white guilt. I was like, damn, we did all that. Wait, everyone was kings and then we just showed up? Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Now I understand why the Republicans are trying. I was a young white kid.
He said everyone was
how
kings.
How could we do this to everyone? Before we get off music, I want to say I went to Millie's release party last night. And
shout out to Millie.
How was it?
Shout out to Millie's.
Love Millie.
I ain't gonna lie.
Blanco 7 out right now.
He was one of those ones I thought about the white rap Mount Rushmore.
Oh, he could out rap a lot of people we named.
He could out rap a few niggas on that Mount Rushmore if we be honest.
100%.
Yeah.
I want to say this just to the room. I know we're recording, but if you were wondering where all the pretty women are in New York City, if you cannot find them, they're with Millie's.
All of them?
Damn,
every last one of them.
Wait,
Millie's.
Now Rory asked me,
I don't like how that sounded. All the pretty women are with Millie's. Wait, I missed that?
Which camera? Millie's. I apologize. I knew you were an incredible rapper, incredible artist. I was not familiar with your game, bro. I've been wondering for the last 5 years where all the women hang out. I did not know they were all with you.
It was at Millie's album release party?
They were all matching him.
That's crazy.
Fire.
I was like, damn, I didn't get the all-white memo. And then I realized it was just the women in Millie's.
Shout out to Millie's, man. But
Project sounds great.
He's one of those ones that's for a few years he's been putting out consistent joints. He's been consistent. And anytime you hear Millie's, whether it be a freestyle or, you know what I'm saying, anytime you see him like he's rapping for real, there's no, Jada signed him.
Yeah.
It's somebody who obviously knows about bars and rapping. So.
Oh, I saw Dad Jada last night. Because, that's his artist. Of course, he's showing up.
Yeah.
No, he was exhausted and wanted to go home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He was in the corner like,
yeah. I want to go and watch first 48.
I have to be here for my artist. It's my guy. But no,
I want to go to bed.
No, Millie's is one of those dudes I had this thing at the beginning of every episode of My Expert Opinion. I would shout out somebody who I thought was dope. He definitely made the list. Blew me away after the first listen. I've been fucking with him ever since. Millie's, Villain Park, Marcus Clay, Ali, wow.
Vegas.
No. No. God damn it.
Don't do that. Vegas.
Wait, I didn't mean that as a
Ali is one of my favorites, man. That's one of my favorites.
Ali Vegas is dope.
Oh man, now I can't remember his name.
Well, what made me
Amir Ali.
Oh, Amir Ali is dope.
I didn't want to forget him. Amir Ali out of Philly. That boy is a problem.
Millie is outside of being the talent that he is. I'm just happy that he is carrying the torch to prove that lyrical rappers also get all the women.
Oh yeah.
Like
that used to be the thing though. That's what it used to be. Like if you was really nice, like
these hoes love freestyles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
They do.
Wow. How long you been waiting to say that?
No, I figured it out last night. These chicks was bopping their head to Millie's Pain. I was like, oh wow, women are into this?
Bro, there's never been
Stop with that SOB stereotype where there be no chicks. I'm telling you, I have not seen that amount of women in one place.
Yeah, it's that artist
in New York in quite some time.
Yeah, shout out to Millie's, man.
There's never been a time in hip hop where the lyrical guy wasn't top of the food chain.
Yeah, for sure.
We talk like it's not, but
there's never been a single year in hip hop where that wasn't the case.
Ever.
But
people with the guy that everybody was scared to rap with, that guy. And he did whatever you wanted. There's always been that dude. I hate that stigma.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
Since we have to get off music, we have to be messy because it's podcasting. What is going on with My Expert Opinion?
I do not know.
The barbershop. I have been, just because, love the show, fuck with math. I've just been paying attention to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
We're not here to judge. We understand how fucking crazy it is to try to keep a podcast business going. But where does this leave the show?
In the hands of the owner.
Okay.
In the hands of the owner. I don't have a lot of information as far as like where it's going to go. I found out a lot of things in real time with everybody else. I knew the lights were off.
Okay.
We went to do an episode. I'm the one who called him and told him the lights were off.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's jacked up. I told him to fight for the shop. Not because the aesthetic is so needed, but because I felt the way it was done was dirty. I don't think you should let people get away with the bullshit. So you should fight for the shop. But the spot isn't the show. The voices of the show. The energy is the show. You two could pick up, go someplace else and still be Rory and Mal. You dig what I'm saying? Like when you left, when it was Joe Budden and then next thing it's Rory and Mal, you're still Rory and Mal. My expert opinion will be my expert opinion no matter where it is.
Agreed.
It's not, I don't like the fact that all the business is on Front Street, but that wasn't my call either. You dig? So we'll see what happens. Like we'll see what shakes out. People are hitting me up for answers that I'm kind of watching with everybody else. Like, Mecc, you see what's going on? Yeah, I'm looking right now. Man, it's crazy. You got some popcorn? It's nuts. You see this shit? I was like, wow, fuck. Did you see that?
So you and Math haven't had any personal conversations at all about it?
We spoke. We spoke months ago, and we knew that the landlord was like being a little
he's moving funny,
shaky.
Yeah.
You see him walking by, looking in, like when we're filming an episode, but dozens of people walk by and look in. You see a barbershop with a bunch of bright lights, you know what I mean, and microphones. Of course, you stop and what the fuck is that? So I didn't pay attention to I didn't even know what he looked like. And I stayed out of the business part of it. Like if I'm not involved, if I'm not directly involved, if I can't help in any way, shape, or form, I'm not injecting myself into anybody's situation, especially when it comes to finances.
Yeah.
Right.
Those are your pockets. You spend your money. You do what you do. I don't want to know how much you're making. I don't want to know. I'm from Queens. All I care about is my bread. I don't want any of yours. I need all of mine. That's the philosophy. And I'm not here to pocket check or pocket watch you under any circumstances. So as far as like the being, he did tell us when, homeboy was trying to, after the light thing, like, homeboy's trying to kick us out, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, he needs barbers and he's saying there's no, he told us all the same stuff that he said online. So yeah, we had that conversation, but.
Wait, the landlord said he needs barbers in the shop?
Well, I'm not saying anything that's not already.
Yeah, of course.
There's something in the contract that says you have to have barbers in the chair, or there's like a subsection where it says you can use it for other purposes, right? But the main thing is the barbers. And I can understand that if I'm a landlord and I own a spot and I walk by, 3 or 4 days out of the week and the shutters are down and the lights are off and this is my place, I want to see it active and moving. You don't want your building looking like it's abandoned, basically.
I mean, if the agreement, though, is per month, I owe you this, what I do with it is kind of none of your fucking business.
Unless there's a suspicion that you're doing something illegal.
Okay, which obviously that was not happening.
What?
In that.
If we selling drugs on camera, like, bro.
You might have just did something with that. We ain't think about that one.
What you think RFK was there for?
Wow. Okay, well.
That was where the suspicion started. What is RFK doing here?
It's been sold on camera.
Some shady shit right now.
Drugs have been sold on camera before. Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Not when I'm around.
Right.
Not when I'm around. So, some shit makes sense. Some shit just doesn't. I didn't communicate with him because I wasn't asked to. And it's not, for lack of a better term, it's not my place.
Okay, but is that something you at least check in with him on? Of like the status of like what's happening? Or you have so many resources. I couldn't see why Math would hit you to be like, yo, this is what's going on. Is there something you can help out with?
That never happened.
Okay.
Then
I just feel like somebody like you would be the first call with the resources that you have and could provide
Yeah,
to
sure.
keep that moving.
But that never happened.
Okay.
Like we are where we. If that was the case, I don't think we. You know, if he'd asked and I could figure it out.
Yeah.
Of course I would. When have you ever asked me for something and I said, "Nah, go fuck yourself"?
Never.
Or like didn't even answer the phone for you?
Never.
Like if I'm not answering the phone, excuse me. If I'm not answering the phone, I'm busy as fuck. I am like working on albums with like an icon. So like my days are jumbled up, and if we're not filming the show, then I have things that I definitely need to put my attention to. But juggling wasn't a problem, and anybody calling me for anything, it's nothing to be like, oh, okay, I got you. But like, you know, if I don't have it, if I can't help you, I'm not going to pretend I can.
You think there's a window with this shit? Because I mean, the podcast world is so unpredictable with fans, algorithms, everything. With the steam that y'all had, you know, being one of the top shows, is the window small to come back? Just the way shit operates and how quick everyone moves. How quick do you think you guys need to come back?
It's not risk-free, right? I'll give you that. I'll say that. It's not, I don't have a, because they also say absence makes the heart grow fonder. You know, and we were obviously providing something that, you know, was different from our peers. We don't do what Rory and Mal do. We don't do what Joe Budden does. We don't do what Drink Champs does. Not in the same way. We're all doing something different. Your voices are unique. Again, wherever Rory and Mal go, it's Rory and Mal. You can't duplicate the voices, right? Wherever My Expert Opinion goes, it's My Expert Opinion. You can't duplicate the voices. You can't duplicate the energy. So if people miss that, then there's always going to be a window for something that somebody misses. You know what I'm saying? But maybe the main eyes are like, maybe I heard that.
Oh, sorry, no.
No, but I mean, it kind of goes back to the casual fan combo.
I totally heard that.
We were having. Like, there's podcasts that I'll watch all the time, and if I start clicking other shit and somehow they get out of my algorithm, it's not at the top of my mind.
Sure.
Because it doesn't pop up. I just think that's how we're kind of trained with everything now. I've fallen off with podcasts, not because I dislike them. It's because with all the busy shit I'm doing during the day, sometimes my algorithms is what's going to be the thing that I click that day.
For sure.
So, I mean, that's where I think not a window would be small, because you guys have already built a core fan base that's always going to be there. Like, you know how much
there's
I love
a million subscribers on that shit.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Like, so.
You guys were the only podcast that, I don't want to say late to the party because it sounds like disrespectful, but it's not. When the podcast boom hit, everyone tried to do a podcast and they all failed. You guys were the only ones that came in after like the core and passed us. Like,
I see what you mean.
Yeah, the only one. And to me, that was like the most unique shit ever. When Matt launched it, I was like, oh, this is a really good conversation. But this is when everyone has a fucking podcast because they saw what the rest of us were doing. Y'all were the only ones post boom that actually stayed. So I do think, of course, no matter what, the window is open.
Yeah.
But
there's magic.
Because we've been through it, so you know there's no judgments on this side. We have a little therapy session. What have these ups and downs been like with people leaving the show, messiness, new podcasts? Every single day they're talking more about what's going on with the cast rather than the actual show. What has that been like? Because you've been, I feel like, the only one from the original cast that's still there.
I'm not even the original cast.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, no, I'm second generation at best. I'm not even original cast, and I think there might have been an iteration between the first and the second. I might be third. But the question is, what has it been like?
Navigating with, you know, now that we have Bag Fuel, them leaving, the Space Ghost situation. Like, there's been a lot of drama with that show, and who are we to fucking speak? We've had the same type of shit, but.
I don't know if we had the same type of shit.
Oh, shit.
Public breakups.
Fallouts. Yeah.
And,
we're a public platform.
And like even shit,
everybody is.
Part of our breakup was on their show. Like we've had public shit often.
Well, how about that?
How has that been? Because I mean, I know you still have a great relationship with the guys at Bag Fuel, and I don't know your situation with Space Ghost, but how have you navigated that? Like, because who gets who in the divorce? Like, I still love Savon, but you know, it's weird.
Nothing's weird for me. It is going to sound very anticlimactic, I'm chilling.
Okay.
I'm chilling. I don't have any beef with anybody. I don't have no smoke with nobody. Me and Math are still in business. Me and SO are cool. Me and Heineken are cool. Me and Space are cool. These people we're mentioning didn't do anything to me.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And I also live by a very specific philosophy. My father told me a long time ago, if you didn't violate somebody's kids, violate somebody's wife, send somebody to jail or take somebody's life, it's not that serious. You can work it out. You can figure out a way to coexist with that other person on the other side of that thing. Money lost, you can give it back. Food gone, you can give it back. Like time gone, you can make amends. You can figure that shit out. The only 4 unforgivables were the ones I just named, and none of that happened.
Yeah.
In any of these situations, nobody did anything to anybody that's so crazy you can't get back right. And when it's not that, it's hard for me to put energy into beef, friction, like whatever you want to call it. It's hard. It
don't have to necessarily be a beef, but outside of those 4 things, there's things that people can do that would definitely warrant you never fucking with them again, no?
Sure, but even that doesn't come with any anger. It doesn't come with any malice. It doesn't come with any, like, I'm not looking for you.
Right.
And if it's not that, then what? Yeah. If it's not that, if I'm not looking for you to actively harm you,
it's not beef.
I don't understand what we're arguing about. Yeah. Like, we disagree fundamentally. We're not seeing eye to eye creatively. So we go our separate ways. When I see you out, yo, what up? How's it going? What's popping? You didn't do nothing to me. Like, nothing crazy. And if you did something, I got it back. So what we talking about? You were never gonna, my other philosophy in this business, you'll need me before I need you. It's always been true. Every year of my career, it's been true. Anyone who's ever tried to do me dirty has had to spin the block or look for another me and end up with the Temu version. It's always been hilarious. And I don't even, it's to the point where I don't even trip anymore. So I don't have that situation now. I don't know this landlord. You know what I mean? Whatever he did, I don't know the business. I wasn't there when the paperwork was signed and the contracts were signed for me to jump in now and go, hold on, wait a minute. What about this part? I look stupid doing that, right? Like whatever he signed, the lease, I didn't know it was I didn't know he was subleasing. I didn't get invited. Math owns the shop. Okay, cool. He doesn't own the shop. Okay, cool. Well, he's subleasing. All right, cool. Like, what part of finding that out? Yeah, what part of finding that out changes anything that I have to do? My job is to show up, be me, talk about the things I know, research the things I don't, and keep the show, rep the show, rep the energy, rep the spot. We're not a crew. We're not a gang. You know what I'm saying? We're not family. We're people. We work together, and it's a good look, and we all do great work together. And as long as it's that, I learned late in my career on some Source magazine shit. I learned very late in my career, way later than I should have. You can't get but so attached to something that does not belong to you.
Facts.
Bad idea. And Rory, you may remember, there was a time when I was just Mecca from the Source. That was my whole, I was in people's phones.
That was literally that was the full name.
Nobody knew my last name. Fuck that. Mecca from the Source for everybody, regardless of where I wrote, that's how hard I was with that brand. When I got offered other spots, I deaded it because I felt like you were insulting me. How dare you question my loyalty to what I'm doing? Fuck out my face. Think I'm a jump ship? Fuck I look like to you? I smack, you know what I'm saying? I got angry, like to the point where you think that of me? You think I would actually do some shit like that? Bro, when the Source started making wild moves and I'm in the back going, no, what the fuck? No, oh my God. And he did it anyway. It's not mine. It's not mine. It doesn't belong to me. It's not my say. It's not my call. For me to sit here and scream at the top of my lungs, get all upset and get an ulcer over somebody else's decision, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, but at the same time, you know, I think that there is some sort of communication that should be had so that you're not blindsided. When you don't have to know the exact details of everything, but if you're saying you found out about shit when I found out about shit, that's a problem to me.
me finding out ain't the issue. Him telling everybody is pretty much the cornerstone of the gripes, right? That's where all the smoke.
You mean him telling the public?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Could I stop him from doing that? He never asked me.
Right.
He never told me he was going to do that. Right. So he didn't tell any of it. I can't speak for any of us. I know he never told me. I found out he was online like everybody else. I'm getting my phone's blowing up. Yo, you see your man? I got a lot of who we talking about?
Yeah.
Rory? Like I got a song. What do you mean?
Yeah.
No, Buster? Who? What motherfucker? Who? Nah, man. Okay, I'll go look. I went and looked. Oh shit. Well.
Right.
Oh, run that back. But what am I supposed to do about it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I get upset, get mad, get excited. It's his shop. It's his show.
Yeah, but you've also dedicated a lot of, sweat equity to the brand.
That's worth whatever it's worth. And I did that.
It's a worth to it though.
I did that because of me.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. But I'm
did.
just saying, like, I just thought that there would be some type of communication between you and Math to where you would at least not be blindsided by some of the things you're hearing him say publicly. I thought that you would, would at least know what was going on a little bit, maybe not exactly what's in the paperwork.
I did. I knew a little bit about what was going on.
Okay.
Like I said, I knew the landlord was acting a little shaky. I knew I was the first one to find out the lights was off. And I kind of figured, I don't know if he actually, he told us that the landlord was out to evict us, but I didn't realize it wasn't in that order.
Okay, got
like the lights off was the last thing.
Okay, all right.
Oh shit, the lights are off. Called him, told him, hey, I don't know how we're gonna do this episode. The lights is off. You might want to call somebody. I don't know what's been happening. Like, all right, no episode today. All right.
Right.
I'm going to the studio. Got to do X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. Let me know what's happening next time we need to come to a show. I'll pull up and do my part. But outside of that, no one's obligated or entitled to anything.
Gotcha.
No one's entitled to any information.
Yeah.
Nobody's obligated. It's not frowned upon when it happens.
Yeah, from a leadership standpoint, maybe it would be better and behoove the staff to know everything that's going on just for the show. But I see what Mecc's saying, because like that's a drastically different situation than ours, where you're sitting behind expenses. We have a contract that is based off everything that is spent here, that we need to see this and that. That's in a contract. It was started from inception together with sweat equity. It's drastically different. I said it wasn't. But him being second, third generation of that, like, yeah, if that was the case, like when I've been hired to do stuff, I know this is what it is, and it ain't my fucking business. Like, as long as you have my check every month, there's not really much I can say here.
Yeah.
Nor do I want to, because it's not my shit. I'm paid to show up to do this at the best of my ability and grow the show the best way I can.
I would get, but you, but Mecc is,
But I mean, that back to your source comparison too. Like, I remember when Syph left Hot 97, when he had that revelation, like, oh, I put my life into this logo. And then realized I was expendable and they did not give a single fuck about me. Even though I was the most senior person in there as far as years in. I was fighting for a logo that did not give a fuck. Like, why would I even do that? No, I should have just showed up,
if it's not your
did
logo,
my morning show and went the fuck home and not even fought with Breakfast Club and like, nah, I don't care about this logo.
You get caught up. You want, first of all, when I was at the source, bro, that was the Bible.
Yeah.
Grew up on that
Dream
magazine.
job.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's like the
perfect word. Who wants to let that go?
Right.
Who wants to see that ruined? Who wants to see that tarnished when it's literally your dreams? I was writing about hip hop as a hip hop head in the hip hop Bible every day. You had to tell me to go home. You know what I mean? Like I was in the office all the fucking time. I had a toothbrush in that bitch. Like I was there. I wear glasses now because I stared at the screen for way longer than I should have, way longer than it was healthy. Now I need glasses. Like I did that because of my love for this place, but it doesn't belong to you. Every career I've ever worked with, every artist I've ever helped foster or get his shit back on track or put this album together, whatever, when it comes time for them to make the decisions that they want to make, you have to remember it's not yours.
Right.
You can see the red flags can look like a fucking parade in China.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it a mile away. You can scream at the top of your fucking lungs, bro. What they want to do, they are going to do. And that goes for anything that you are not directly in control of.
Right.
And you are disrespecting them by assuming that you have more say or you have any say over their shit.
Yeah, but also and I'm not making this a math specific thing because I know nothing about his leadership. I'm outside looking in. With that though, like if you have people that are leaving, you are also responsible for the chemistry of that show as a co-host.
Sure.
So you do have to deal with the decisions that the leader does make. Like when Esso and Heidekin left, I'm sure the interviews in the beginning were a little different because part of that show was gone. A chemistry was gone.
Sure.
Like how you guys played off each other, who was asking specific questions. Like you have a very specific set of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Math has a very specific, that's why the show was so great.
Mm-hmm.
So many different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
As a leader, I do feel like you should keep your team at least involved in some of what's going on with that info. Because they also are going to have to move this show with the decisions that you make. And just showing up and me like, oh, they not here? And now I got to figure this out? Wish I would have known.
I'm past that point in my career. I'm not trying to sound like Mr. Cool, but if I'm being honest, I've been in places with high turnover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know what that's like. It's not pleasant. I thought that team put numbers on the board in a real way. Me, S.O. Heineken, Math, Bigger, Space Ghost. That was the unit that Eminem shouted out. Mm-hmm. First rapper to ever like big us up just out of nowhere. Hey, those guys know what the fuck that was amazing.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to M for that. I never forgot that. Mm-hmm. That was the unit that put numbers on the board. Now the units changed. Is beefing about it gonna change that?
No, just get more clicks.
I tried to, and this story is out. I tried to set up the dinner for all of us to sit down and air out our grievances. Bigger had the spot in Little Italy. We were all supposed to meet up. S.O. Heineken, Space Ghost, me, Bigger, Math. We were all supposed to sit down and have the conversation. It did not happen.
Why?
Math said he wasn't going.
Okay.
And again, this is public information.
Yeah,
of course. Said it. He said he wasn't going.
His decision to make is his, but I get it. But leadership as well. Again, outside looking in.
My pops told me one time when the results don't change, the why is irrelevant.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Fair.
I stop asking. I
don't even want to know at this point.
Yeah, like fuck it, let's move on.
Yeah, like, if I found out, would it change something?
Right.
Why won't you come? 1 second, it's gonna make him pop up. I'm gonna talk him into it. He's a grown man.
Right.
Yeah, I still suffer from that. I've gotten better in my 30s, but I'm definitely one of those people that harps on the why, and it never really changes once I know the why.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm one of those people
ever.
that like I need to know why.
If I shot you in the foot, knowing why I wouldn't unshoot you.
Well, right.
Even if I didn't mean to shoot you in the foot.
That's because you sleep with my best friend after Kylie's pool party.
Well, yeah,
it's right there.
One of the artists.
Too soon, my bad.
One of the artists that we didn't mention for the Mass Appeal 7 album.
Hang on.
No, I'm trying to give
public
PJ
record.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to give PJ a clean
I'm
cut.
not team free Tory. It's fuck Tory.
You know, I get that. One of the artists that we
never should have said shot you in the foot. Never should have ran right into that. It was all my fault. Right.
Who shot you? Mecc did.
Well, shit.
You can't help
and you being quiet all the time.
What the fuck?
Entendre jokes. Let's go. What were you saying?
They suck. Sorry. I'm so sorry. That was an intrusive thought.
I didn't say they were good.
Abandoned ship.
One of the artists that we didn't mention for the Mass Appeal 7 album, Special Ed.
Again,
I think he's done. I think he's done. When we interviewed him, he seemed very content with not fucking with music. I could be wrong. Mm-hmm. I could be wrong, and I'd love to be wrong. Special Ed was nice. Mm-hmm. But his impression, the impression he gave to us is he's quite...
Yeah.
I would want to hear Special Ed today, though.
I would want to hear a lot of... I want to hear good MCs, bro. Like, I don't care what era they come from. you can't convince me that new shit is good just because it's new. That don't make no fucking sense. Again, another line from my pops. Garbage still stinks no matter how fresh it is. I've been applying that to music since I got here. That shit doesn't make, I want to hear, I think the detachment that we have, the ageism that we have in this business has detached the youth from a generation that can actually help them navigate this business in a better way.
Yeah, for sure.
And then influence them creatively in a better way. Hey, youngin', you ain't got to start from zero. Here's a dude who's like a top tier guy who you can learn from. Imagine what you'll be able to do.
But I mean, even some older legacy acts aren't really in touch of what's going on. Like with the Last Tribe album, that proved that hip hop is not just, you know, country for young men. Like they put out an incredible album in a time when they wouldn't be quote unquote relevant. But that's because Q-Tip is very much in touch and relevant to everything that's going on at the moment. We'll use Special Ed as an example. Sorry, Special Ed. I don't know if Special Ed is like that right now. I don't know if I'd want to hear that from him because I don't know how in touch he's been with what's going on. Not to say he would have to sound like now, nor did the Last Tribe album. But you can't just go back to the same shit. Like I would have been, as much as I love Bonita Applebum, I don't need a new Tribe album in 2015 when that came out of you trying to do yesteryear shit. Or the, hey, this is what we
No, you
want to
hear what Tribe sounds like now.
and
right.
they prove that beyond measure. That album is incredible. But let's not act like that is across the board with all of our legends when they put out projects later on.
No, but everybody has a new artists have a bad album. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
no one's immune to a bad album, and
Absolutely.
the causes for a lackluster album are varied. It just so happens that as a grown ass artist, you have, okay, well, this is one more thing that you may have to be aware of is that your favorite sound may not be the sound right now.
Where does Busta Rhymes rank on the most aggressive dappers of all time?
Yeah, I seen Bus one night.
God tier.
He gave me, he's
my shoulder.
He's the illest dapper of all time.
He separated my shoulder and then put it back in place in the same dap.
Yeah.
Bro, I've lost chewing gum fucking with that dude.
Yeah.
Good new piece. Just got into him.
Yeah.
What up, my nigga? Break bread with the God. Bang.
Yeah.
If anybody's choking, Heimlich, whatever, just give Bus a hug.
Bruh.
Yeah, Bus gonna give you 7 daps in 12 seconds.
100%.
The wind from that shit.
Yeah.
The wrist that he has that big ass link on.
Yeah.
That one problematic.
Yeah, and Bus is one of those when you give him dap, he holds your hand and talk to you.
Yo, with the
Bless
grip.
his king.
With the
Yeah.
grip. Because he
I'm like,
wants
yo,
you
fam,
to
I
you to know exactly.
My Uber's downstairs. I'm ready.
Nah, fuck that. Call another one, King. Get another one.
You have to dap some more.
I can't stand it. I can't take it.
We gotta dap some more. I'm not done dapping.
I love Bus so much, but oh my God. Every time I see him, I get like kind of nervous when because I know what's about
you
to
gotta
happen.
brace yourself for a Bus dap. Like Bus daps is like, yeah, you gotta embrace yourself. You gotta know that it's gonna be strong, it's gonna be aggressive, but it's sincere at the same time.
You know what I've learned? He really is a workaholic, right? You know this.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah, absolutely.
he has hundreds, thousands of songs that have never seen the light of day, right? That's how much he's just after it. What he wants is to be at this stage, got the accolades, got the money, got the fanfare, he just wants to rap with the best, right? The collab with Royce da 5'9", the collab with Kendrick Lamar, two things I was directly responsible for, and they only happened because I was enjoying this music and he wanted to know who that guy was that I was listening to. Get him on the phone. I want to rap with him. That's it. That's it. Not a clout chase, not anything. Kendrick Lamar, Rigor Mortis remix was because Mecc was listening to Section 80, having a field day because the shit was crazy. I want to rap with that kid. The kid that you're excited about, bring him here.
And I love that record eventually came out, but you could hear that was Section 80 Kendrick in, when did that come out? 2020?
No. Before that. Way before that. It's 20...
I thought it was during the pandemic that album came out.
No. The Rigor Mortis remix?
No, I'm saying the Bus and Kendrick record. That was from that time.
Yes. That was ELE 2, 2020.
2020, yeah.
Yeah, 2020.
That record is fire.
That was my first time A&R for him. My point is, he spends so much time in the studio. This is something I learned. He's in the studio all the time. He's not socializing like that, like industry things. So when he sees somebody that he remembers and he likes, like you said, it's really sincere and he really misses you. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit. It's like a family reunion every time. It's like walking into church and seeing that cousin you ain't seen in forever.
Right.
All of his interactions, from what I've seen, they're so, like you said, sincere, so genuine. And then what you miss is after you leave, we'll be in the studio, he'll be talking about that person for like, he'll tell you the story of why that person is so cool, what that person did, what they worked, what him and that person worked on together, be a female, be a dude, whatever it is, he'll tell you the story and then just sit back and go, man, that was dope. When I see, I got to call him back, see if he want to come, tell him pull up, whatever you want to pull up. But that's how he is.
Yeah.
He's genuinely like,
Yeah.
oh shit, hey, that's him.
I went to Quad with Crisis and HV years ago. I think you might have been there too with Bus. How should I feel that one of the Dap hugs, my feet left the ground?
Oh no! Why would you tell us people that?
It's my first time saying it out loud.
Oh, okay.
You should feel like
I was looking around the studio wondering if anyone saw that my feet left the
you
ground.
should feel like all white people should feel. We've been carrying y'all forever.
That was overcharging for what they did to the Cold Crush.
We've been carrying y'all forever, Rory. You know the footprints. You know the famous picture footprints.
For sure.
I carried you when there was
Yeah.
only one set of footprints, and it's
It was, Jesus was white.
exactly.
Only in the pictures.
Only in the
blonde hair and
pictures.
blue eyes.
In America.
I've seen it in my Catholic church.
Pubic hair of bronze wool and feet of burnt brass. Ladies and gentlemen, golf clap for that mall. We've been carrying you.
Before we get to
That was the
voicemail,
bar.
my dream Super Bowl would be Missy and Bus together.
I would,
And like putting them at opposite sides of the field
and letting them
back,
perform their way to
Yeah.
the middle of
I
the.
saw
like back and
I
forth.
talk
The two
about
of
it all
them
the
would
time.
be the
I
craziest
I would
Super Bowl
love it.
ever.
I caught Missy's show in Chicago when Bus was on, and I was telling him, I was like, "Yo, dog, like, you know, seeing Buster and then having Missy come on after that was just like, this is crazy that these two are still performing at this level." Buster, I mean, when Budweiser Superfest was a show, I've seen in the
Showing your
90s.
age.
Yeah, in the 90s, I've seen Buster do that. To then see him almost 30 years later in Chicago, and it's still the
Same level.
I'm just like, bro, this is absolutely crazy that he's still able to perform like this and has these records. And then when Missy comes out,
She's on that same time.
I saw her at one of the Budweiser Superfests probably, and she's still able, visually, both of them are able to give you a show, like a real show, and they're really rapping. Like really rapping. It's not, you understand what I'm saying? So to see that, you know, all these years later is just a testament to what true artistry looks like and sounds like, and then two of the most iconic figures that we have in our culture.
Bro, I think about that time. I think about that every time we're in the studio working, and I have my A&R hat on. There's a standard that you cannot let slip. Like Chris Lighty was his A&R, dog.
Right.
You imagine, like, no pressure.
Right.
Just like this legendary fucking god tier A&R responsible for 80% of the music of my fucking childhood when I first came off the porch. These incredible, classic, iconic records from these incredible, classic, iconic artists. And that's the guy who was in this dude's ear. And now I got to sit in that. Bro, you know how much I feel like I'm kicking my feet at like the kid sitting at the grown-ups table? I'm a grown man, but it's I'm intimidated strictly by the knowledge that he has made such a mark over a 35-year career. The standard is set in stone.
Not just Chris Lighty, native tongues in general.
Oh, the whole Violator. No, you started Native Tongues. Go to Violator.
Yeah.
Mobb Deep, LL, Missy, Busted. Like, stop there. Stop. What are we doing?
Then continue to G in it.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Because it just gets stronger and stronger as you go on. And like you said, Bus is not, he's not taking days off. He's not slacking. He wants to rap with whoever feels like they can rap. His stage show, He takes no shorts on that.
Oh, no,
Entertaining the
absolutely
people
not.
is a thing.
Yeah, that's probably his priority. Actually, is entertaining
Him and Spliff.
Yeah, that's number one.
And again, Dragon Season, the new album about to drop. He's like performing tracks from that shit, and he's got to mix that in with the classics.
Mm-hmm.
When your catalog is packed with so many classics that can be the show, the chore is mixing in the new shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Adding feature verses, like that's
Bro,
I don't even know how you put that together.
Told you the features we got for like Toby Negwiwe, Killer Mike. I can't even talk about the ones on the project coming up, but just like the joints that have already been put, Simba, like it's insane.
Yeah.
And the idea of the album was for him to rap with people we felt were from his vintage. Like he maybe not be solely responsible for their careers, of course not, but open the door for this to be acceptable. Toby definitely, multiple kids, the colorful video, like that's definitely vintage bus.
For sure.
The song they have together just came out crazy. Talking about fatherhood.
Yeah.
Toby is incredible. He's one of my favorite artists for sure.
We had a great convo.
I mean, he's been on the fatherhood shit. What's the Rhapsody and Bus song? Best That I Can. Rhapsody, first woman to ever take accountability.
First woman ever? On record?
Maybe I'm not a great mother.
Yeah.
Maybe I've been an asshole to my baby father, and maybe I'm affecting my child's life because of it.
Just maybe.
Maybe he's not this monster that I'm trying to make him out to be.
Right.
I love that. Best That I Can. If you have not heard that record, please, especially if you're a father, go listen to that shit. But Josh, we got voicemails?
You've got mail.
Mecc, this is a segment. People call in, stories, advice, all that. They're usually fun.
Oh, groovy.
Hey, y'all. What's up? Love everybody. Shout out to everybody. My question is the scam still a scam if you are a willing participant and you know you're being scammed?
No.
I got a homegirl that do hair.
So America?
Long story short, normally what she charged, I'm like, apparently she giving me like a deal or whatever. And I'll do content for her. Sometimes we'll do an exchange, whatever. This time around, I guess hairstylists be trying to pay their whole fucking rent with one client, period. That's what period.
I respect it.
And I know that you're upcharging me. You're coming up with like all type of random shit just because you feel like I need to pay more. But I need to get my hair done. And this bitch been doing my hair for a minute. But for me, it's the principle of the fact. Bitch, just say don't make up the imaginary big toe fee. And now I gotta pay this, and I've been coming to you for the longest. So I feel like I know you playing with me, but I need to get my hair done. And is the principle of the fact, do I need to stop going to this bitch because she played in my face rather than just saying, hey girl, I need a little extra this month? I don't know.
Yeah, I would say she got to find somebody else. We got to.
She gonna go through the same thing with other people. It's nasty out here.
Yeah, but if you've been going to somebody for so long, like y'all have years in, I'm talking like shit. My barber, I've been going to my barber probably 15 years. Like if my barber tomorrow told me like, yeah, it's gonna be extra for like more alcohol on the app. I'm like, what? Who you talking to? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know I'm paying you. Sometimes I give my barber $100 here and won't, you know what I'm saying? Like, for the month here. I might go to the barbershop twice a month, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for your hairstylist that you have a relationship with, because you have a real relationship, if you've been going to a hairstylist.
Not 15 years. They might have been going to each other for 2 to 3. It ain't been 15.
Okay, so if it's 2 years, that's still some time invested. There's money invested. Conversations. You know your hairstylist after going for 2 years. You've had conversations. It's a different level. I get the economy. Things like that. Products may start costing more. Things like that. But there is a conversation that your stylist should have with you before you sit in the chair, and then they start throwing these surprise fees at you.
But this is the thing. When you don't know how to do your own hair, this is why these hairstylists are able to get out with this. And this is why y'all see me sitting up here with this bun on my motherfucking head. These hairstylists know that it's supply and demand. There aren't a lot of girls who know how to do hair well. They're not available, and they're not cheap. So they know that they can charge girls damn near whatever because girls are like, I need to get my hair done. Like, I don't have a choice. So that's where it is. If you need to get your hair done that bad that you're not willing to stand on your morals, then whatever she's charging you is her price, and she's worth that price because you're making her worth that price. You won't even stand on, you know this bitch playing with you. You won't even stand on it. You calling in us asking us if you should still let her play with you. If you are willing to do that, then she's worth that. She knows that she can do that. She knows she can play in your face.
Don't tariff my hair.
It's like that. Oh, y'all don't know. It's dark out here.
Oh no, I've said this on this podcast. My barber, I sat down after the cut and it was $10 more because he said he saw the Hasidic Jews moving in on Facebook. I've told that story on here.
Yeah, that's what
he raised the price and told me in the chair because he was like, "Yo, I was on Facebook. I see the Hasidic Jews moving into the neighborhood, so I gotta raise the price."
Yeah, that's when that would have been my last cut.
Oh no, I stayed.
I'd have hugged that nigga
he
like
recently
Bus.
moved to North Carolina, but I stayed another 10 years.
I'd have hugged him like Busta Rhymes. Like, yo, peace, king.
Some
Good
people,
seeing you.
yeah, some people.
outta here.
It's the price and the value is high. It's where the people say that the value lies. So it's tough. It really is tough out here.
Yesterday's price is not
people,
today's price.
Yeah, these
Yeah,
people
but
that
it's
are
the same
doing
haircut
hair,
though.
these people that are doing hair, like these girls that are putting these wigs on and these weaves, like. I'm not.
That's the other thing, though, Baby D. Yo, well, ladies, what's her name? D. She might be Baby D number 2. She got listen.
D squared.
Yeah, what y'all getting though? Like what type of hairstyle? Because y'all be sitting in that chair bald headed and then get up with too much shit. We just being real.
What is wrong?
I'm just saying. What are they getting? What are you getting done to your hair? If they're doing the bells and the whistles and adding this and taking that and installing this and uninstalling that. That's going to I could understand if somebody being like, yo,
it's gonna cost,
this hairstyle is taking 3.5 hours. Like,
it's going to cost for sure. But this the thing though, like, me personally, I understand charge what you feel like you're worth. If you're in high demand, you're in high demand. You're free to charge what you're worth, and I'm free not to pay that motherfucker. But I feel like hairdressers should not be making more than nurses, and I just refuse to pay that regularly.
Well,
now
people,
you pocket
people
watch.
need
No, I'm
hairdressers.
not pocket watching, but
People need hairdressers more often than they need nurses.
Yeah,
God willing.
because
God willing.
let's keep it real. Some of these hairdressers is performing surgery on some of these women's heads.
Then there's that.
If you pulling out the same shit my nurse would use if I cut myself,
I got to suture this
if
on.
it's the same stitching movement
Yeah.
happening, if you got more stitches in your sewing than I got in this $150 that this blood nigga just hit me with,
Matter of fact,
yeah, you gotta pay.
I don't even
That's
think
a
the
fact.
nurse is qualified for like the sewing work that a hairstylist does.
All right, let's.
Oh, you got to apprentice.
That nurse can't do that at the hospital. They got to wait for the doctor.
Nah, some nurses.
Nah, I want them to whoop your. I hope they whoop your ass. I'm not gonna lie.
Who, me?
No, the nurses.
No,
Rory.
some nurses could.
Oh, I
some
love
nurses.
nurses.
Some nurses could absolutely install stitches. That's a fact.
The question was, is this a scam? If I know it's a scam, if I participate in a scam,
It's not a
it's not a scam.
It's not a scam.
Not a scam.
Not a scam. It's an upcharge, and you're in on the heist. You just don't like your cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all must not be that cool if you can't have the conversation. Girl, what you doing? How you charging me for blah 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 blah? My barber, who I've been going to for a bunch of years, if he ever upcharged me, I could say something. Hey,
Yeah.
nigga, what's this?
Yeah, exactly.
In the words of my man Maul, I got the same haircut. Why is
Same haircut.
why is it costing?
I'm grandfathered in.
Same.
Like my contract with my barber's grandfather. I don't care what these niggas start charging for rent.
Oh,
you know what I'm paying.
I'm AT&T from Singular Wireless.
Yeah, you
My
know
shit
what I'm
ain't
paying.
changed.
You know what I'm. It's the same. You gonna hit me with the same.
we don't
line
even
me up
talk.
and I'm out of here.
We
Get me
don't
out the
even
chair.
talk. We don't
Yeah.
even talk. You know what I'm getting.
My barber know what I'm. As soon as I sit down, he know what it is.
But y'all can't do that because when the price of goods go up, the price goes up. If I go to a grocery store for 30 years, the price difference is going to change.
Yeah.
If they're spending more on the apples that day.
Yeah,
Like
but
that's
That's a fact.
it, the consumer always loses.
and the alcohol is going to cost more. Like everything, these tariffs are really affecting. I got a homeboy who's running a I can't even blow his business up. He's running like a beverage company.
Mm-hmm.
One of the main ingredients is grown in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
The tariff on getting that ingredient alone is eating up his money to the point where he's not. The profits are going directly into just getting the ingredient.
That's why shit going up. We're the only ones that are going to suffer because business owners that get shit overseas are not going to keep the same price. They're not going to lose the money.
Right.
They're just going to charge more for everything. But I mean, shit, my old barber used to cut the alcohol with water when it got crazy, which was fine. But I just didn't like that he talked like he was Chapo when he was doing it. Like I can tell the difference. Like I'm not crying. This is very watered down. But I get it. I mean, prices was going up. He had to cut some of the alcohol.
Sweetheart, it's not a scam. You're involved.
Yeah, she's in on it.
And because you have a choice there, like American taxes, that's a scam. but we have no choice.
Yeah.
Because we're in America.
So
We're not in on the heist, though.
even though we know what's, oh no.
Definitely
No, where's the
not.
heist?
Yeah, we're the heist.
We're
We are the
being
heist.
heisted.
We're the mark.
Yes.
We're the mark. We're getting got. We're the mark.
I would tell her either, keep looking keep looking for a new stylist. And also, girl, learn how to do your own hair. The recession indicator. Learn how to do your own hair. That will, because then you can always get your hair done at the drop of a dime. Anything.
Shave it
Learn how to do a
off.
cute style on yourself.
Pull a PJ. Shave it off. Just get rid of it.
Okay,
Shave it
well,
off
not
is
everybody
crazy.
got the head for a bald head.
Shave it off is crazy.
Not everybody got
Hey.
the head for a bald head. Me being one of them. That's why I don't have a bald head. Not everybody
You don't think you got the head for a bald head?
Fuck no. My tall ass forehead. You bug the fuck out.
She said
No.
I got a tall ass forehead.
No. I'm very aware
I
of
think
my
you can pull
strengths
it
and my
off.
I
weaknesses.
think you can do it.
Yeah.
That's why we don't
Peach,
listen to
make it
men,
happen.
Peach,
Yeah.
make it happen. Oh, I didn't.
You thought
Yeah.
Peach was gonna come near my head with some motherfucking
No.
Yes,
I'm
I didn't
so-
think Photoshop.
No,
I thought you
man.
were telling Peach to get some clippers.
No, you know P's gonna make it happen in post.
Yeah, we'll be
you know
telling
that.
Peach
Yeah.
to get a corner.
Make it happen,
Peach, I please, if you
At
will.
least give me a bang. Like
good
I don't.
sir. No,
A bang on a bald head? A bang on the bald head is crazy. Yo, just keep this right here and let that hang down right there. Like,
Oh, I'm gonna
that is
get you, sucker. She gonna have 2 or 3
crazy.
curls.
Yeah, D, just find somebody
Or
else.
go to Myrtle
man.
Ave and get that curl.
Abandoned ship.
Yeah,
Sorry.
man.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Josh, we got another one?
What's up, Rory, Maul, Damaris? So I'm getting annoyed with my best friend. We've known each other since 3rd grade. We're 29 now.
Damn.
And I'm in a 3-year relationship.
Nope, there you go.
Everything's going good.
There
This
you go.
will not end well.
But
Your girl don't like him.
my boy, he's been asking me, can he hit some of my past flings? Not my actual exes, but like women I used to deal with.
What the fuck?
And
Sound like Damaris.
it's always been a thing, like we'll pass them back and forth, never together, did anything together. Let me make that clear. But we'll pass them back and forth. But we're doing that in our younger 20s. We're getting older now. Like, I know you can pull if you wanted to. Why do you keep messing with the women I used to mess with? And I want to confront him about it, but I don't want to come off way too harsh. But like, it's to the point where like, it's getting weird. Like, I don't know. I love him. I'm gonna keep loving him, but it's getting weird. And it needs, I think it needs to stop. All right. Thanks for the advice.
Well, I would say it is weird, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, it sounds like, you just want to grow up and you just want your best friend to grow up with you and stop doing the things that y'all were doing when y'all were in y'all teens and early 20s. And then there's, just got to try to cover all bases here. He might just like you.
Maul, not everybody is
What's funny is
gay.
I knew Maul was going to go with that angle in the middle of that.
I mean, because you feeling me. You feeling me.
They could just have the same taste too.
It ain't the same taste. Sometimes your nigga want to taste you.
Oh my God.
Just keep it real Fridays, Damaris. What do you want me to do here?
It's Thursday.
Thank God it's Thursday. I'm out.
Yeah,
They're hearing this on a Friday.
Yeah, but this come out Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, for the
Yeah.
love of God.
It's just, what you want me to do? It is what it is. Like,
Not
that's,
say
okay.
that.
I'm just saying it could
Well, I would
be.
love to hear from our guests. What does our guest think? Outside of Maul thinking everybody is flaming.
I don't think everybody's flaming. I'm just saying
that guy is.
I gave 3 different scenarios. I'm just saying that could be one of them. I don't know this gentleman.
I think you shouldn't care. You've been with your shorty for 3 years. I don't think you should care what your man is doing, who he's trying to hit. I don't think you should give a shit unless you plan on running it back with any of them women.
No. But it is a
I don't
thing
think
that
you
my
should
best
care.
friend is every month he send me like, yo, you know who I was with last night?
He ain't
Big Booty
going-
Kim. Remember you used to fuck with her? I'm like, yo, dog, like, why are you still running behind all my
He
old
should.
work?
He shouldn't even be asking them. Like, okay, I'll speak.
But
for
it's your
myself.
best friend. Y'all gonna talk shit.
I don't care what you're like. If it's funny,
He might
cool.
think it's funny. He's saying it's time to grow up. Like, yo, bro,
I
we
can't. But
keep-
I can't dictate when another man decides to grow up. Especially if I've been with my shorty for 3 years. I don't really care what you do. Don't bring.
Yeah,
don't-
But that's not because I halfway agree with you. No, of course I wouldn't care about what my old work is doing. I'm in a happy relationship and I'm even thinking about that. But I can recognize a pattern and find it odd. Why is my man's only trying to fuck with girls I used to fuck with? I don't care about those girls, but why do you
I care about my man. Like, what's up with what you
why
going
do you
through?
want to do that?
Yeah, what's up with you, man?
Because you've because I've put some numbers on the board. And I've had some all-stars, and he wants those same he wants the all-stars that I
Yeah, but
I
go
got.
get some new stars.
Yours is accessible.
find
They're right
something-
there.
What
Like,
Cassie said? Cassie said they heard I was good. They want to see if it's true. So, stop running your motherfucking mouth.
Who
Didn't
said
they?
that?
You can't go
Cassie.
and say,
Cassie?
yo, they got
Yeah.
the best sandwiches
I don't know
over
if
there.
that's the name we should be throwing in this type of conversation right now.
No, but
Well,
it's a song
shit.
lyric. But the point of it is you can't go and like brag about the sandwiches over down the street and then be mad when your homeboy want to go taste the sandwiches that you keep bragging about.
In
Shut the
my
fuck
younger
up.
years when my friends have came, yo,
Yeah, but if I
shit is
bit
crazy.
that-
I never went in my head like, damn, I gotta have it too.
Yeah, like if I
Eat your own sandwich. I don't want your fucking
yeah,
sandwich.
like if I got a sandwich and I bite into a sandwich, you like, yo, let me get a piece. Every time I get a sandwich, my nigga, get where's just you just left the store with me. We was just in the same bodega.
You calling me?
When I
yo, make
ordered
me
this
another
turkey-
PB&J.
yeah.
No, make your own PB&J.
When I ordered this turkey and cheese, you were standing right next to me.
okay, but now
You
you
could
got
have told Ak, let me get a pastrami.
now
and
you
cheese.
got a
Let me get
personal chef in the house, and he want to go back to the
Yeah,
sandwich
you
spot.
worried
You
about
got
the-
your own
Exactly.
chef.
But go to the sandwich spot and get a new sandwich. Stop going
Why
through
do
the
you care
trash.
about the sandwich I'm eating? You got a chef.
Yo, listen, if I go outside my crib and see somebody digging in through my garbage every day, I'm like, yo, what's up with you, God?
These chicks is garbage now.
I'm just saying,
That's some cold
these are-
shit.
I've been there. I had that already. Why do you want
Listen,
that?
I'm not saying I would do it.
It's the way y'all
right?
talk about women makes me throw
I'm
up.
not
What
saying
you mean?
I'm not
That's the-
saying
that's
I
the
would do
reality.
Reverse
it.
the genders then.
Yes, it's
I'd say the same thing. Reverse the genders. If a girl was acting that way, I'd be like, yo, that's weird. Why does she want to
you
fuck
sleeping
all
with-
the dudes that you
no,
fuck?
No, hold on. No, because I don't like when Damaris do that. She would say that if a girl was doing that.
100%.
Like Damaris be trying to get
But
that shit. I hate the way
What he
y'all talk about
said-
niggas the same way.
What he said, he did not say it was any of his exes or women that he was in love with or that he really liked. He said it was women that he just hit.
Had flings with.
Okay, so when I say you
I've
going through
been
my
told my homegirls, yo, you know the ones that I was in love with.
Okay.
If go
Damaris,
ahead, have fun.
Damaris, we've joked about that with not exes, but chicks I've dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
You being as gay as you are is like, damn, I need that. You cool with that? Like in a joking way.
I be dead
If you
ass. I
did
don't know
that
why you
with
said
every
that.
chick-
so that's not crazy that she
No. No, it's only with like two specific ones that she brings up
Exactly.
consistently. If
No.
she did that with everyone I
everyone?
fucked with, I'd be like, Damaris, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Now you have a weird thing with who I'm fucking rather than
Yeah.
finding two women I happen to fuck attractive.
Yeah.
I don't think Damaris is weird when she says that. If she went through my whole body count and wanted to add it to hers, I'd be like, all right,
But
you have
so
something
coming
weird
from the,
going
coming
on.
from the friend's perspective, do I think the friend is a little freaked out? Sure. But you have really good taste. So even if you had never slept with those women, those would still be women that I was attracted to because we have the same type. So if his best friend has the same type as him, you can't be, but if you was out here fucking everything walking in the city and now you wifed up and now I can't talk to nobody in the city because you done fucked them all, that don't make any sense.
It's the specific part of him hitting him up about women. He's like,
Okay, well, he needs
He
to stop
don't want to
hitting
make
them.
it
He need to
weird.
get
He's
stopped.
trying to tell him, listen, bro, this is about to happen. I'm just trying to let you know what I'm about to do.
Because he
She's
could
right
just
there.
fuck him and not tell him. And then he'd be really pissed.
Right.
Yeah, but there's a thing.
Not to
though,
mention the
amongst-
women are down. It's not like it sounds like they're
that's
happy
the part,
to do it.
That's the part Damaris ain't speaking to that I'm trying to speak to. The women is rolling and they know.
Yeah.
Them niggas ain't close like that. He said this is bestie. I don't know.
They know each other since the third grade. They've been cool
And
since
they
the third grade.
29 now. Yeah, no, they
Damn.
let's use New York City, for example. Women over 20 years old, New York City, 4.3 million.
Oh, Rory. Okay.
Why you focused on the 5 girls I fucked?
You know how.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You know how.
Hey, if it's
small
only
New
5,
York
this will be
is.
over in a year. Just to settle down. It's
Every
be done
time
in a
we
year.
walk into a spot, Rory run into a piece that he done hit. New York is
And what do they do?
small.
Hug me.
He's made it nasty.
I'm saying, give me a hug, baby. I miss you hoes. I miss you hoes. Give me a hug. Real talk.
Bust the rhymes down. Get off your
Best
feet.
friend is the best friend could do better, but my thing is like Mecc said, you married, like you damn near married, you in love. Why are you worried?
You guys are missing Maul and I's point.
That's okay.
Completely
Let's
missing.
agree to disagree.
If it was me, he wouldn't even have to tell me. Like I'm being real with you. I wouldn't even need to know.
I wouldn't either. Go ahead.
I'd literally be a little
I'm
annoyed that
calling
you telling me.
super cap. I'm calling it, fellas. It's cap. Like, we not gonna act like we wouldn't care, and we not doing that. It's okay to care.
I'm not acting.
Weird.
I wouldn't care. I'm not acting. I really wouldn't care. I don't care now.
Okay, if it was your ex or just a fling.
If it was a fling, I don't give a shit what you do.
But
with
if it was
a fling.
ex, you would care.
X is different.
Okay, all right, cool. All right.
X is a different energy.
Okay,
but
fling shit I would still find. I wouldn't care, but I would raise an eyebrow like that's odd that you want to do that.
It wouldn't be enough for me to call into a show and ask for advice. Like, it's a fling.
See, I think this is weird.
I didn't care enough to keep her. It's my whole point. I didn't care enough to keep her.
Maybe she didn't care enough to keep you.
Well,
we be acting like y'all always the ones leaving, like y'all don't be getting left.
Sometimes we be leaving.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I love not being
9 times out of 10,
for me.
I don't know if y'all have done this, check this study, but 9 times out of 10, men don't leave. Even when they cheat, they don't leave. Men don't file for divorce.
Oh, yeah, we'll drag
y'all
something
can
on
hate
for
it there and y'all will stay.
Say it again?
Yeah,
Men are
that's our
pussy.
thing.
No, we just keeping the family together is more important for most dudes.
No, that's not why niggas be staying. What? Stop.
Yeah, I just seen Anthony Edwards. He don't even want to see his baby.
Yo.
He said, I'm cool. Take her. 1.8. Cash me outside. That nigga Ant said, cash me outside.
I saw that story.
He sent that
Selling
1.8.
fatherhood at 1.8 is hilarious.
He said that 1.8 quick. He had that in his book bag. He's like, how much is it? Man, take this shit.
I saw that story. She told him she was getting the abortion first. He gave her $100K for that, and then she never got it, and she came back around with the baby.
Cash me out.
We are entering interesting times, but I knew this was going to happen eventually. It was just a matter of time.
This shit been happening already. It's just
I'm
social media
talking
where you
about
can screenshot. And
I'm talking about fathers legally opting out of fatherhood. I knew we were going to get to that point. The argument was too strong on both sides.
No, the argument is it was a nigga named Anthony Edwards that had access to 1.8 million right now today. Versus my dad, if he probably would have cashed out too if he had 1.8. Like, our fathers didn't have that money just sitting down around liquid.
They said men can get pregnant. Let me get pregnant. I need that 1.8.
Yeah, like that's the difference is that men don't have it to be like, all right, you're gonna put me on child support. Obviously, I got to help take care of this baby. But
now see the next thing is the scale. Because Anthony Edwards operates at a high scale.
Yeah,
they're gonna scale that down for guys who don't operate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
The numbers they're gonna tariff.
Yeah,
the numbers are gonna start coming down. I'm only watching this because I got a homeboy who's a lawyer. He's really into like the whole child custody, such and such.
It does need to be addressed.
The biggest argument is if a woman can walk away from being pregnant whenever she feels like it, men should have the right to walk away from that whenever they feel like it. There's always that argument happening in the middle. I knew eventually somebody was going to score that.
Yeah.
Some judge, some lawyer, somebody was going to be like, oh, word?
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that. Go ahead. Somebody was going to agree and set it off. Now I'm trying to figure out where we go from here.
Yeah.
Adding in legality to abandoning children is hilarious. Like, where are we at as a society?
It's always been.
No, I think the Chappelle joke is hilarious. You have the right to abort it. I have the right to abandon it.
Yeah.
Like, I get the logic in there, but family doesn't mean logic. Love doesn't mean logic. Like,
that's true.
Legally, yes. I guess if you do that.
Birth doesn't mean fatherhood.
Of course.
Like, so again, we come right back around the other side of the coin. I'm not pro. I'm on the outside looking, but I'm really curious as to where, like, now that that's happened and that's in the books and that's a precedent, it's like, ooh,
yeah,
slippery slope. Okay, let's see what because now the next one is, well, I'm a mechanic, but I don't want this kid, and she's having it. What do I need to pay? Now, what's the standard? What's the number? How much do I need to come up with for her to leave me alone for the rest of my life?
But they usually go by the income and things like that.
Again, that's how they determine child support. So now I'm like opting out completely. What's that number going to be for like the?
Well, they'll break it down. If you what's your income? Okay, so $2,000 a month. That's what, $24,000 a year.
There's a child support calculator on.
Yeah. On your phone. On your phone.
There's an app for that?
Yeah.
That's a wild app.
Yeah, that's a nasty app.
Oh, just bleep it.
Oh, we're in slippery, dangerous times. I don't know where it's going, but when I saw that was like, and I see the women who are pissed, but the woman he paid isn't.
Of course she's not.
So it's like
that was her whole goal,
right? So you can't even defend her. You can't even get mad on her behalf. You can try and shame him, but he never wanted. The fact that it's legally allowed is where I'm
Yeah, I get it.
It's where my interest is. I can't wait to see how this shakes out for everybody.
Yeah, I think it obviously is going to change a lot of things, especially when you talk about like athletes making that amount of money. Anthony Edwards is probably going to make close to $1 billion playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when you talk about that and, you know, having kids and, you know, he doesn't want to have a kid. They agreed on an abortion. He sent her $100,000 at one point. You know, she went to Turks instead. I mean, you can't be allowed to double back and then try to hit me for child support on a kid that I thought we were aborting a pregnancy
That we
for.
agreed on. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, come on, like the man has to be protected too at some point, at some cost.
They don't care. Well, now.
Yeah.
Now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
now.
now.
Men
So-
have to, because, you know,
They don't really
judges
care
look
about
up.
us.
Well, Michael Jackson told us that. But if you look up, it is a thing where, you know, athletes are targeted or men that make a lot of money
Of a certain tier
are targeted. And
financially.
yeah, they should be protected. That's all. You know, whatever that looks like. I'm just saying that the men should be protected.
It's looking like it's going to look like the ability to opt out is going to be one of those options. Financially opt out. And I'm
what does that severance package look like? What's the severance on
a whole severance package?
Severance package. Like, yo, just pay this.
Listen,
Boom.
I got $2,000
And then
in my Chevelle.
Yeah.
How about we just call it even?
I- so
Let's
it
call it
becomes-
even Stevens right here.
You can have my
becomes a
bus
trend.
down.
Yeah,
Just
take it.
Be a trend. Tell Con Ed, yo, I opt out. I'm not paying this bill.
Yeah, no, just
I opt out. Yo, mortgage, I opt out.
Yeah,
It's done.
I'm done. I don't want this
I'm
anymore.
done. I'm done. I'm not fucking with you.
All right,
Good,
man.
thank you, man. Really appreciate
We
it.
appreciate you,
I
man. Coming
deeply
by, kicking it
appreciate
with us,
fellas
man.
having me. Like, this is one of the shows that I've been a fan of since you guys started it off. I've been a fan of you guys before you started the show.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I'm happy to see that everyone's on their feet, successful and doing their numbers. I'm just really, really happy to be here.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you, bro.
Salute to Buster, Dragon Season coming out. Mr. Mecc on YouTube. I got to start pushing that now, which I've never done before.
Yeah, nasty, right? You just feel crazy doing that, right?
I never,
But it's okay.
I never
okay.
cared. I
It's
always
okay.
thought it was. I always thought my career was supposed to be behind the camera, writing the whole nine. I thought that's where it was going to be for the rest of my life. Now that
Things change.
this is where the people are,
Yeah.
and this is kind of where. So now I have to say Mr. Mecc on YouTube after I get like, share, and subscribe has become part of my vocabulary.
Exactly. Yeah.
The behind the scenes people are the better people for on camera. That's what I've noticed in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
All the people that were striving to just be on camera were in it for the wrong reasons. Not because they had something to say. They just wanted to be on camera.
They want to
Behind
be
the scenes
seen.
people have something to say. They live and breathe this entire thing. That's why the shift has happened. We never went in saying, I want to be on camera. We wanted to come in and contribute to what we love. So we have way more of a perspective on it than anyone else. The rest of y'all just wanted to have the lights on and look this way and repeat whatever your program director told you to say. You have no perspective.
My family still can't believe I'm
You
on
like
mic
fame.
again.
You don't like the culture.
Yeah, I've never, ever wanted this.
But, you know.
Grateful for it, happy for it, glad we're building something. But this was never my to be on camera, Mike.
But you're so suited.
Same.
No, I mean, thank you for that. But
Yeah, you're so suited.
you know, I'm just my friends that really know me, that they laugh at what I do. They like, dog, you don't talk to nobody. Like,
But I
He
think
doesn't even talk to me.
I think that's how this happens, right? Like, there are those of us who are just who we are, and next thing you know, there are a group of people who what we say resonates with them so crazy. Your friends, they may laugh at you, but at the same time, you're saying the thing that they would say.
Absolutely.
And which is why they fuck with
they
you.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Rory's is exact same. And I know Rory's, they look at him and go, what he said is what I would say.
Yeah,
And then I get that.
right.
It's like, yo, your perspective on the show, the things you, if I was there, that's what I would have said. I'll fuck with you.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, but I never looked at it that way.
Yeah.
I always considered it that when it was artist. Like, you don't want to be good. You just want to be famous. You just want to be known. You don't care about being dope. You just want to be famous.
Oh, now podcasters want to be famous and they think that they're artists.
That's another topic.
Yeah,
That's a whole nother.
We'll talk to y'all
We're gonna
soon.
have-
Be safe. Be blessed. I'm that nigga. He's just ginger. Peace.